The current date is November 19th, 2022. Welcome back to the Time Capsule Podcast, where we discuss the past and the present and the future. And this time we're doing it live, baby! Welcome!
That mic is going to pick up the beeping on your watch, by the way.
Yeah, it definitely got all the beep, 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 beep off your
That's okay.
watch.
It's an emphasis on time.
Okay.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
We are live.
This is our podcast, and now we're on video, so it's not a podcast anymore.
It's still a podcast. It's just visual.
Audio-visual podcast.
And it will eventually be on Spotify. We'll upload the audio later, so...
For those wondering, the man to Brent's left is
not
not Jake.
Yeah, this is not Jake, by the way.
This
This
is
is
actually...
the more handsome version of Jake.
Wow. Okay.
This is... Okay, so as introductions, I'm Brian. This is David.
Hello.
As always, Jake is over there. He may be in later, and then this is Bob. This is Jake's father. So everybody, welcome him. We have some special stuff we're going to do for you today.
He's the reason I exist. Half of it, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Not me, him. I know he was gesturing towards me, but that is
So-
not a product of me.
Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys.
Yes.
It's an honor to be here.
Absolutely.
Wow,
We're
thanks
glad
for
to have
being
you.
here.
We're so glad to have you.
I need a cup of coffee or something. I feel
You
like
just drink
I know, but I
coffee.
feel like I need because we have like a table and like a
Yeah.
That's why I got this.
studio.
Hashtag not sponsored by water.
I'm gonna have to go grab my black water. Not sponsored by Blackwater.
Little teaser for an upcoming video.
Alright.
Okay, so first things first, how is everybody doing?
I'm doing fine.
Great.
Doing well. Just
Oh.
glad to be here.
Oh, that's
Mine
that's been
mine is
done for a
science,
while.
Yeah.
I slept good last night. Got a nice good night's sleep.
That's good. I slept like 4 hours, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's your fault, man.
It's not my fault. I woke up automatically without any alarms.
Go back to bed.
Lay down. Let's get over it. Okay, so is there anything interesting going on with anybody's lives right now? Get some small talk out of the way.
It's Thanksgiving break.
Coming right up, yeah.
Yeah.
No, like
No, he's on break.
I'm on break.
Oh,
Friday
shoot.
was Friday marked the last day of school to the break, so technically Saturday, Sunday break.
Right.
So
Okay.
Do you
That's
have all of next week off? Or just...
all of next week off.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice, dude.
Sweet.
I have Thursday, Friday next week off.
I think so. It's Friday the 29th,
Me too. No, I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, you lucky dog.
the 25th. Okay, yeah. Then I have all week off. I think I actually go till 25th. We go back. We go back on Tuesday. So I've got this Monday and the next Monday, and so I'm gonna enjoy that. Gonna go eat a lot of good food for Thanksgiving. Can't wait. It'll be good.
Cool. Yeah, it is Thanksgiving next week. That's gonna be fun.
Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
know,
at least you're not in the grocery business anymore. And ought to be able to
Thank
break.
goodness for
Yeah.
that. Oh, I swear, dude. Thanksgiving is the worst for retail workers. The absolute worst.
Well,
Thanksgiving and Black Friday, the absolute worst.
hopefully at my job it'll be nice and light because who's gonna go eat Chinese food on Thanksgiving?
That's true. That's very true.
Okay. I'm going to do it now. Thanks.
Okay.
just to bug you.
Okay,
Or like the
all
best
right.
party.
And
Okay.
now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. I don't even know if they
Is
can
it
hear me.
really the
I don't
moment
know.
we've all been waiting for?
Listen.
I think it is.
Well, okay.
Forget
I
you.
feel like we should have this more of an introduction, but all right.
It's fine.
More of a build up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. What else did you want to say?
Welcome, Jake.
Oh my god.
So just a little bit of background. I mean, what if this is someone's first time they're listening or first time they've picked this?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
I think we should say
I
like
hope not, but okay.
a little
So-
bit of history of the podcast and why he's not been on video yet.
Because he's ugly.
No.
No, come on.
So if you haven't seen us or listened to us any
What are you doing with your life?
yeah, like why are you tuning in this random live stream when you don't know anything about us?
But it's okay if you are. We appreciate you being
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell. So normally, all of our podcast episodes are on YouTube and on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. we do have a few videos on our YouTube channel that David and I are typically in front of the camera for, and Jake is in the background.
Yes.
He does all the video editing, and he runs the YouTube channel. So any of the streams that he's done in the past, any of the editing, all the podcast episodes we have on there, he's done all of that. He up until this point has not been on camera because he just hasn't really wanted to. But we thought for all of our viewers and all of our listeners, we wanted to do something special for you guys on our special 1-year anniversary. And Jake offered to let us do a face reveal so we can see what you guys can see what he looks like. I mean, we know what he looks like, but I don't necessarily want to. But
What?
oh no, but he's like
My
he
face
decided
reveal
to,
is gonna be me
Yeah,
jumping out of the couch, tackling you.
we're all actually seeing what Jake looks like for the first time whenever we hang out. He's got a mask
one
on.
paper bag.
he just walks around with a giant sensor bar over his face.
Yeah.
But yeah, without further ado,
I feel like
this
you need to walk backwards. Turn around.
How is he gonna do that?
Is
No.
my head gonna be like off the oh,
He's
not
already-
really.
He's already like barely.
Okay.
So right off the bat, we know that he's got a chin.
He's got a chin. He's got 2 eyes and a nose. Just sit down, dude. Ta-da!
Whoa!
It's good to be here,
We're
guys.
glad you could join us today
On the
On my own podcast.
on your own podcast.
welcome to Quinturkle, not live here on the couch.
1-year anniversary.
No, it was right. GT.
That's the name of
Oh,
your
let me
podcast.
grab
No,
something.
no, I was joking to GT.
Yeah,
Not
he's
live.
going.
Alright, just gonna sit down here.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna put it
Was
down
that
here.
is that the chat?
Yeah, like I don't know why, but it just makes me like, it prompts me to sign in again if I wanted to use the chat over there, so I'm just gonna be able to do
Well,
that.
that's-
That's
weird.
lame. I don't have to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so first things first. Well, wait, no, we've gotten through all that. I'm out of ideas.
We're
do
gonna get
we
you
want to
to
do that first, or
Yeah.
do we want to do the
No,
sword?
yeah, we're gonna do that.
All right, cool. Well, so
That means we're gonna have to hop back over there, but it's fine.
oh yeah,
What?
Go ahead and do that then. Well, let's get
Okay.
that out of the way.
All right.
So
All right, say
Jake-
goodbye to Jake.
Jake's still gonna be here. He's just gonna be out there for a minute
Yeah.
while we do another segment. So Bob has a time capsule that he's had since when?
December 22nd, 1985.
So
That's when it was sealed and
1985.
buried.
It was actually hidden under a house, like in a crawl space. So,
So it's been 23 years.
That's almost as old as I am.
I think it's more than 25.
I know.
more than
I just
23.
threw out a
Do the
number.
math.
It's been at least 23 years.
Let's run those numbers again.
It's like you're not technically wrong. I don't want to do that.
It's been at least 23.
85. That's
Yeah,
been
we figured it'd be cool since our whole theme is of time capsules. We would open one on this stream.
Yeah, on the live stream.
Here it is.
Yeah.
My father's
So,
time capsule.
yeah.
Ta-da!
It's really
Do you wanna-
not,
Close up cam.
Yeah.
not that impressive, actually.
This is so difficult to do.
Was that mayo? What does that mean? Sandwich spread.
Sandwich spread is another word for
I don't know.
it's so you have mayonnaise. What's the other one?
Mustard?
Nutella.
No,
Ketchup.
No, it looks just like mayo, like salad dressing or.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't know the name of
what?
it. All I think of is
I
mayonnaise.
have no idea.
Okay. Usually, like people are like, "Hey, you want mayo on your sandwich?" I'd rather have
Miracle
the salad
Whip.
dressing. Miracle Whip. That's it.
Miracle-
That's-
I thought that was supposed to be like a cheap imitation of mayo.
It's not a cheap imitation.
It's
but
not.
It is not
we
necessarily.
probably
mayonnaise.
should have researched this better.
It's,
No,
it's
this is
fake mayonnaise.
this is content.
It's not real
man.
mayonnaise.
This is
Yeah,
this
it is not mayonnaise. It has a more of a bitter taste. Probably got some red wine vinegar in there or something.
I think it's good.
Anyway, so Miracle Whip is like a brand name, kind of like Kleenex is brand name for tissues. So it's really like when we say
Knockoff.
Miracle Whip, we're really talking about sandwich spread or salad dressing.
Ah, interesting.
Okay.
So the reason it's in that jar is a little bit of background on this whole time capsule thing. When I grew up, I was frequently visited my grandmother, and when I was at my grandmother's house, my cousins were there. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in central Ohio, a town called Lancaster, and we, the cousins would get together. We always had a good time, and then as we got older, this was probably one of the last visits where we were all in the same place at the same time, kind of as youth. We've been in the same place, same time now as adults when we go to funerals, sadly. But this is one of the last times we were like all at our grandma's house. Like my grandma was there. She gave us this jar of Kraft sandwich spread, this empty jar, because she was grown up during the Depression. She saved a lot of stuff, right?
Yep.
She was very, very frugal with the resources. So we told her, hey, we want to make a time capsule. She said, oh well, hey, take this clear jar. I've got 1 million of them, and she probably did. So we did this, and then if you look really close.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. You can see, like, if you look really close, there's some wax around the edge, and it's got kind of contacting both the glass and the metal. So the idea was we
sealed it with?
We put the stuff in here, then we took a candle and melted it, to like officially seal it, and we put it under her house. And I'm not sure whose idea it was to really do a time capsule. I don't know that it was mine. Most likely it was my super smart cousin Dave, because he's just a smart guy. But I'm not really sure. So as I recall, like, I was there, my cousin Dave was there, cousin Eric, cousin Krista. I don't remember if cousin Lori was there. She probably wasn't, because she was older than us and had already, like, grown up, started a family. I don't remember if my little brother Barry was there, but he probably was. So we got together and we made this time capsule, and we sealed it up. We put it under my grandmother's house in her crawl space, and just left it there. And then at some point later, someone must have found it, because when we got it back, the seal was broken, and there was some kind of like smart aleck, naughty messages written in there on top of our messages that we had written.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I'm not
I
sure.
hate to see it.
I don't know if it was like neighborhood kids, because you could access this from outside the house. She had like this cement block type foundation, and part of it was crumbling. You could like remove part of it.
So did you
stick
just
your
like
hand
set
in.
it down there? Or
Yeah.
did you like bury it? You just
No, we
set
just like
it in there?
set it. Just opened up removed a block and reached back in there and set it down, put the block back.
Oh man.
So, what
So
were the thought process of those people? Like, were they just removing blocks, or were they like,
yeah, I don't
were
know.
they just like hitting
Or
stuff like, oh, this was loose. Oh, cool. What's
There's
this?
a possibility that it was like younger cousins that were like the next generation that knew about it. Probably they'd heard about it, or heard us talk about it, and maybe they got in there and messed with it. I don't really know.
Right.
But then eventually my grandmother moved out of that house, went into like an assisted living situation, eventually passed away. And at some point, someone, one of the cousins, I don't remember who, probably cousin Dave, smart guy, grabbed this, and I think he gave it to me then as like the keeper of this time capsule. Yeah.
Wow.
Keeper of the capsule.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So when I got it, I didn't really know what to do with it. I'm like, well, it's a time capsule. I put it in my attic for years. And it was up there for most of Jake's childhood. And then I came across it again, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe? And I looked
Something
at
like
it, yeah, and went through it. And then I set it aside somewhere, and I kind of lost track of it for a while. And Jake told me that, hey, we got this podcast coming up. We want to do a live stream, and we need to see that time capsule. And I went to go get it from where I thought I left it in my toolbox, and it was not there.
Oh.
So there was like a little bit of anxiety. Kind of tore apart the garage looking for it, couldn't find it. Eventually I found it in the basement in my workshop, where apparently I'd put it and forgotten about it. So luckily I found it before this podcast.
Good. Yeah.
And here we are.
And you said that it was sealed in 85?
85, yeah. There's a note in there where we wrote on it, and it was dated December 22nd, 1985. So that would have been, we're probably home for Christmas visiting Central Ohio.
And
Well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if it's just me, but like when I think about like 1985, that doesn't really like seem like that big of a like time difference. But
Right.
I was just thinking about it, and that's
Almost 40.
that's
Almost
42
40.
years. That's 42. No,
No,
38.
38.
38.
38 years.
Math.
That was 38 years ago.
Math.
That's very close to half of a lifetime. Just like 12 years less or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So This stuff is old.
When I think of 1985, I think of Super Mario Bros.
When I think of 1985, I think of Bo Burnham's new song.
Nice. All
I
right.
think of FNAF and the missing children's incident.
Okay. Well, you can tell who's
2
the
years
biggest
before
nerd here.
87.
All right. Well,
Missing
without
Children
further
incident.
ado, or a don't, let's get into the capsule.
Yeah, let's-
Okay, so
I think it's only fitting that, Bob, you open it.
okay. I appreciate it. So, just a little context. I'm 55 now, and when I put the stuff in here, and my cousins and I did that, it was I would have been 18. So
Wow.
I would have just turned 18 a few months before. So,
That's...
Okay.
so yeah,
Let's do this.
obviously it's easy to open because someone has opened it in the past, and it would be really awkward to like try to open this and not be able to open it on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah, so
Wow.
the main thing is like some notes that we put in here, and then there's some other loose items. We'll start with the notes.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say start with the note.
I feel like I almost shouldn't be opening it. Like, something about this just feels so wrong.
Right. It's okay. It's okay. So we didn't really set a time for when we might open the time capsule. So
There we go.
it's just, and this is probably paper that my grandmother handed me because we're like, hey, can we have some paper and something to seal it up in? And yeah, if you don't mind, I'll just kind of read these notes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go
all right,
for it.
all right. So dated again December 22, 85. Eric. I'm not going to say last names, just out of respect for privacy.
Yeah.
But that's my cousin. It says Eric was the first to sign. Ha! 17 years old, still the handsome man. Okay. Then the next person to sign was Dave, also my cousin. I've mentioned him. He's a smart guy. 16 years old, draftsman. I was second to sign. And then the next one says Krista, 12 years old. I was third to sign. Class of 91.
Wow.
And then she put a little smiley face.
It's actually really good handwriting.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
word.
Yeah, of everyone, yeah, obviously. Very good handwriting.
Especially for 12 years old. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Get the close-up.
What?
Okay, yeah, so my brother was there because it says the next person to sign, I was fourth to sign, Barry, age 14. And he wrote on here, Striper is cool. Striper at the time was a Christian heavy metal band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
The
got
video
their
we were watching
name.
last night?
They got their name from the verse in the Bible, by his stripes we are healed. So-
Okay. Okay.
And what's really interesting here, this is perhaps the most interesting fact that we're going to talk about. He wrote on here, Striper is cool, and then he wrote Harley Rider. Now, he was 14 years old. Obviously, he didn't have a Harley. I believe at the time he had a Honda, perhaps, Honda or Yamaha moped. Little yellow thing that he buzzed around the neighborhood on.
Does he have a Harley now?
He is now 51 years old and a Harley rider. He has a Road King Classic, I believe.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He stuck to it.
He did. And so he was like a skinny little 14-year-old kid in 1985. And now he looks kind of scary like a Harley rider. And I know he's probably going to see this. And yeah, I'm just calling it like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a big beard.
That's really cool.
So yeah, he called it, man. All those years ago, he called it. Okay, moving on. Bob Hughes. For some reason, I wrote it in printing, and then I signed my name, probably because it's so hard to read my handwriting. I wrote, I was last to sign, age 18. Someone wrote, Bob is out of control. And it's not my handwriting, so I'm not sure who did that. Oh, okay. And these could be the smart comments that we found. Like someone found our time capsule and wrote some notes in there. So we're not sure who did that. But I wrote Led Zeppelin because at the time I was really into Led Zeppelin.
Still a good band.
I said Striper is slightly odd because, I mean, it was the whole concept of the Christian heavy metal band, but it was super popular too at that time. I wrote... well, I think these are some of the other comments that I didn't write. Someone wrote Barry's out of control, Bob's out of control, Eric equals beef. Beef. So yeah, so Eric was a football player and a really good one,
So
and
beefy.
and he was a big beefy guy. So we kind of had that nickname for him. And then I drew also my go-to cartoon face that I've been drawing since about 5th grade. It's like right there. I don't know if you can see it.
Switch the cameras.
Oh.
Yeah, that little cartoon guy.
Oh, the paper just bent up suddenly. There you go.
So yeah, I've been drawing that for many years. Anyway,
Nice.
it's like my sign. Moving on. And then apparently I needed a whole nother piece of paper. I wrote Bob drives a 1977 Camaro. And then I wrote in parentheses faster than Eric's. Eric had a 68 or 69 Camaro. 68.
Nice.
And it was really nice. Real nice Camaro. And I for sure was faster than my 77. I don't know why I wrote that. Cousin Dave wrote he drives a 1968 Dodge Dart 4-door green and uses Fender guitars.
Interesting.
So yeah, at the time he was a guitar player.
I didn't realize darts were made back then.
Oh, Dodge Dart, yeah, that was came out in the mid '60s.
I did not know those had been around that long.
Yeah,
The new
and then
ones.
they stopped for many years, and then they kind of brought it back. Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right, moving on. Eric wrote The Handsome Man. Instead of Eric, he wrote The Handsome Man. Drives a 68 Camaro, which is much faster than any 77 Camaro. Absolutely true. And then Krista wrote, I will drive a purple VW Bug. Now, this was completely accurate, and she wasn't predicting the future here. I think her dad had already bought it and had it in the garage and was working on it, wasn't quite ready for it yet, and she wasn't quite ready to drive it.
So
she
kind
knew.
of cheating. No.
Yeah. And then Barry, the Harley rider, wrote, I drive a moped.
Good for him.
Accurate, yeah. And then someone wrote, Bob, there's going to be some bad language here, just prepare yourself.
Okay.
Bob, be damn careful when you say that your car is faster than mine. I believe that is in the handwriting of cousin Eric. And then we wrote K, which is my mother's name, take no dose. I don't know what that means. I'm not really sure what that means.
No dose.
Yeah. And then we
Doesn't
wrote,
make any sense.
yeah, and then we wrote go for it. But instead of like go for it, we wrote go for like the little animal. Gopher. Go for it.
Great.
These must have been just jokes we thought were funny at the time. I don't know.
Inside jokes from 40 years ago.
Yeah, and then somebody wrote KCO rocks. I don't know what that means.
Okay, that looks like a G.
Or yeah, KCOGER. Koger.
Koger.
I don't know what that means either.
Whatever.
Koger rocks
It's been
apparently.
it's been lost. It's lost to time. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we wrote a few other notes here. Oh, we did write a time that we intended to open this. So yeah, we'll get to
Okay.
that. Okay. So first thing we wrote was Grandma bought all male members of the family matching shirts except Gary. Gary was our uncle. I'm not sure why Gary got left out. It could be because he was tall and she couldn't find one to fit him. Maybe, I don't know. But my grandmother was kind of famous for. She would go to. They had a store in this small town in Ohio where she lived. It was called the Farm and Fleet store.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like we have Orscheln here in Kansas City. Lots, stuff for farms. And she would just like buy all of the same flannel shirt for all the guys in the family.
Nice.
Yeah. So for some reason, Gary got left out that year. I wrote that. I also wrote David has long hair. So at the
Not
time,
anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
not you, David.
I know.
So cousin Dave at the time had long hair. He's since cut it and has, like me, a receding hairline. And we wrote, this is interesting. We wrote Bo is here. He is 18 months old. So Bo is a younger cousin. I guess he would be a second cousin because he's my cousin's son.
Mm-hmm.
Twice removed.
Yeah, we called him when he was little. We called him Bo. I'm not sure why we called him Bo. That was just his nickname. His name's actually Brian.
Huh.
Cousin Brian. Not this Brian. Different Brian. So he's all grown up now, has a family of his own. But at the time, he was 18 months old. This gets a little embarrassing here. I made a little note in here that says, Bob loves Laura Menez, which was the woman I'm married to now.
That is
So
the most adorable thing.
I called
I've
it
ever
in
seen.
'85, and we got married in 1990, 5 years later.
Wow.
So
Wow.
been married now 32 years. And then I said this time capsule is to be opened in 1985 when all of the following people are together. and then I mentioned all of our names: Bob, Barry, David, Eric, Krista. Now, unfortunately, that didn't happen. We never got all together in 1995. By that time, everybody was busy with their own families. We weren't getting together as a family anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People had moved, that sort of thing, so it never actually happened. So, sadly. We weren't together again, to my recollection, until probably my grandmother's funeral. We were all together for that.
When was that?
I want to say it was 2010, but I'm not 100% sure.
Wow. That's a long ways.
Yeah.
Did it feel like it, where everyone comes back together and you're all adults?
Yeah, it felt kind of
Except
kinda
you
weird,
weren't,
kinda
you
different.
weren't getting together so you could murder a clown.
No, yeah, absolutely we're not. So
It's a
Man,
good movie. I gotta rewatch that one.
10 years is still a very long time to wait to even consider opening a time capsule, and to think that this is, 38 years now.
yeah,
That's-
exactly.
I like how
We're waiting 19 more years to come back.
I
to
know,
this
but
one.
Yeah.
still, like,
Yeah.
this is still, like, way longer than that. I also like how there are things in there that, like, we don't understand.
Yeah, I don't even
It
understand.
shows that how
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a long period of time before things really get lost to time,
That's
Like-
true.
We're going to come back in 20 years and we'll be like, what does yeet mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, like, it's crazy to think about what, like, things that could have been super significant 38 years ago now mean nothing
Yeah,
to
like
us.
like you guys don't even know who Stryper is, and it was a big band.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
no idea.
Really big band.
I would say let's listen to him, but we'll probably get copyright strike. So
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
maybe after the podcast we'll look it up. Take a listen.
all right, what else you got?
Yeah,
in
why
that
don't
little
we-
jar?
Okay, so then, as I recall, we
Did I see
just
a credit card in there.
there's some kind of card in there. We all just kind of emptied our pockets, what we had in our pockets at the time, and so this is what we came up with. I'm just gonna dump it out here, and we'll go through it.
Oh, there's so much stuff.
Yeah. So let's see. We'll start with this bottle cap. Says Coca-Cola.
Hold it up here.
Yeah, Coca-Cola bottle cap.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
38 years old.
yeah. For years when I had my Camaro, my 1977 Camaro, this was my keychain. I still got it.
Whoa,
Wow.
Put it in here. You see?
Nice.
Yeah.
You can't really see on here because the camera is not focusing on it, but it's actually got the ingredients listed on the cap.
Oh, wait, let me see that.
Wait, no,
That's
seriously?
different. That's interesting.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Homemade Coca-Cola boys.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure what this little scrap of foil is. but
Bottled
I
under
put it in.
Is there something rolled
authority
in it?
of the
You wanna open it
Coca-Cola
up?
Company.
Yeah.
I don't believe there is. I think it's just
Wadded up.
probably there might be a piece of gum in here maybe, but we will check it
I
out.
certainly hope not. That would be disgusting.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it is.
We'll all take a small little chunk.
Yeah,
We just put stuff back
Yeah.
in here as we.
I'm not. Okay, so we've gotten to the end of that. This,
I think it's just a foil
yeah,
ball.
I think it's just a
Listen.
foil ball.
Oh.
There, for some reason, some
Yeah.
bread twist ties. I'm not sure how those got in there.
Interesting.
Well, you guys didn't have bread back in the day.
But I don't know why we thought it was significant to put it in our time capsule. A couple of pull tabs off of probably a soda can. A random red Christmas light. Not sure why. This was. I think this went together.
Like an insurance card?
It is the back of my insurance card
For
my
auto.
Camaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that foil went with these Winto Green Lifesavers.
It's possible.
Yeah, I don't know what this random piece of not quite circular metal is.
Yeah, interesting.
This is interesting. This is a Dickinson Theaters student discount card for me. Expires December 15th, 1985. So I must have thought, well, this is expired. I don't need it. I'll put it in the time capsule. Costs 50 cents, not transferable. So apparently this saved you 50 cents every time you went to the movies.
Wow.
And back then, as I recall, the going rate for a movie was about $4 admission. So this would have
50
made it
cents is a
$3.50.
good deal.
Yeah.
No, it's $12.
And yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
And so on the back of this, it's got a listing of Dickinson Theaters. I don't even know how many of these are still in.
I haven't even heard of that
Operation.
theater company.
Okay. All right.
I've heard of it, but I
there
don't
even-
know if they're any
It
open.
mentions
Yeah.
one in Olathe, Kansas, the Olathe Landing 8, which is now just shopping center.
Wow.
Huh. Interesting. Wait, what about? Yeah, Kansas City area.
Yeah.
Any of those?
Let's see, Kansas City area,
Metcalf,
the
too?
Antioch, the Gladstone, the Glenwood, the Metcalf, and the Plaza.
We should look
So the Plaza, obviously on the Plaza, now currently turned into retail. The Metcalf was in Metcalf South Mall, which has been knocked down, and there's a Lowe's there now.
Rip.
The Glenwood was close to 91st and Metcalf. It's now a Cinzetti's in that area, and but they saved the sign for the Glenwood, and I'm not sure where they moved it to. But I know it didn't get. They wanted to save it because it was unique.
Right.
And then I'm not sure about the Antioch or the Gladstone.
Right.
So interesting.
Go ahead and put
This
that in
is
the-
my Olathe Community Hospital card that I guess you carried with you on each visit that gave me a specific number. And it's got my birth date on it, September 9th, 1967. And it was apparently falling apart in my wallet, so I put it in there.
Is that the natural color of the card, or is that worn?
I doubt it. I bet you it was white originally.
Yeah, no, I think it had a little tan to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of things from.
Wait,
that
what
time.
did this do for you?
It was just an identification card when
Huh.
it went in. So, it's, back before a lot of computers and that sort of thing.
Right.
There's not even a magnetic strip on it. It's just
Oh,
an ID
wow,
card.
yeah.
So
Can't see anything.
this appears to be this pay stub
gonna say.
from my cousin Eric. And I'll show it here in a second, but I'm going to cover up his last name just for his privacy. So let's see, year-to-date gross pay $2,455.
Wow.
He paid $1.07 in state tax.
Imagine.
Wow.
$9.67 $9.67 in federal tax. He worked 26.5 hours and he made $122.90. His net pay was $99 for this must have been, I'm assuming, a 2-week period.
That's not bad. For
Yeah,
38 years ago.
The stub is dated 11/30/1985, and I'm not sure what his job was at the time.
Huh.
I'm not sure where he was.
It
where he
doesn't
was
say
working.
on there.
Does not say. It's probably on the other part of it, but yeah. Paste
It's
up.
not.
Well,
It's back that way.
this way.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
we
go.
Kind of interesting that is.
See if you can just hold it
Imagine
up to
only
the camera instead
imagine
of-
only paying $1
Because
in
it's not
state
close
tax.
enough
I know.
to make out any of the wording.
The camera's
Man.
Yeah.
not gonna pick it up anyways.
So yeah, this is like the back half of my car insurance card. I wish I had the other half.
I wish you had the car.
Yeah, I
What
wish
does
I.
it say? What does it say on it?
Attention, Kansas legislation requires that proof of auto liability insurance be in your vehicle at all times. Please use the attached cards for this purpose, one in your auto and one on your person. Keep this identification in your automobile at all times.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Okay, I just had a memory of what this little piece of metal is.
Jake.
What is?
I can hold it up.
It's like
Yeah, put your flash behind it. There you go.
So it's an incomplete circle, right? It's got a little slot in it, and I don't know where I found this or if I fashioned this out of a piece of metal, but I used it because it has this little opening in it. I was able to slide it onto my earlobe, and it looked like I had pierced my ear.
Huh.
Which at the time my mother was apparently concerned that I was going to do.
Did it freak her out?
Yeah, it did. I just started wearing it randomly around the house.
Oh, that's funny.
And my mom kind of freaked out, and her whenever she would get excited about something like that, she would maybe pull it back a little bit.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, her voice would go up about 2 octaves and be like, Bob! But my name at the time, everybody in my family called me Bobby, so it's Bobby! Did you get your ear pierced? So, yeah.
Playing pranks since 1985.
Yeah. Pranked mom with that. So I wasn't sure what that was at first, but now I remember. So we have a United States quarter. The date on it is 1974.
Is it a D or a P?
Ah, wow. Okay. Well,
You says what?
it is a
Like-
P. It's Philadelphia Mint.
Yeah.
So it's more common on the East Coast.
Oh.
Here, and where we live, it's more commonly to have the Denver Mint. This is a Jefferson nickel, 1977. don't see which mint it is from. And there's a couple dimes here, Roosevelt dimes. We got a 77 dime from Philadelphia and a 1983 Philadelphia.
Wow.
Don't lose it.
So
I wonder how much this quarter's value has increased.
I don't think
Not
it
by
has. I
much.
think it's still 25 cents. And we just lost it. It fell off the table. No, I think they're just. You probably, if you looked in circulation, I'd probably find one. If you got a roll of quarters, cracked it open, you'd probably find one about that age.
Still very impressive and
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder what deadly virus we unleashed on the world that was kept it.
Yeah, probably grew in the crawl space of my grandmother's house.
Yeah.
Just any viewers out there, if you guys have any questions for us you want to ask while we're on the podcast, go ahead and send them in. the
AMA,
chat.
dude. Q&A time.
Yeah, send in the chat. We'll answer questions as we will eventually run out of content, so we would love to
We
have
are
some.
live here in front of you.
Casually admitting that fact, yeah.
Yeah, we would. I'd love to answer some questions if you guys had any for us. So just keep that open. Keep that in mind. Okay. We're moving on.
So I find it interesting that for whatever reason, my cousins and I felt the need to put together a time capsule in 1985. And I think there was kind of this feeling of like, hey, we're all almost grown up. Our childhood's almost over. Let's mark this time and try to get together again. And we weren't very successful at doing that. So, maybe that's a lesson you guys can learn about your podcast and the fact that it's a time capsule. I know you have a 20-year moratorium on watching and listening to the episodes, but do try to get yourselves together 20 years from now to do just that, meet that goal.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, though, to me that my cousins and I came up with the idea of this time capsule, and you guys have named your podcast the Time Capsule Podcast. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if there's maybe just a little bit of latent influence on Jake because he knew that I had a time capsule. Maybe.
I don't think I knew about it before I pitched the concept of the podcast.
Speaking of time capsules, I don't want to go down too much of a rabbit trail here, but
You're fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You listen to us. You know how many rabbit trails we go down.
So Jake and I, but primarily Jake, participated in a time capsule when he was in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, we actually drove right past the church where it's at. I don't remember when we're supposed to open it. I wanted to swerve into the parking lot real quick, but you guys would have just yelled at me even more.
I think it would have been fine.
I regret not doing it.
Was this
now.
last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like on the way home from Wendy's.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, what? We're not.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But
Hashtag not sponsored by Wendy's.
But I'm not sure what year we would have put it in there. Was it were you an Eagle Scout then, or not
I don't
quite?
think I was yet.
So it would have been like 2014.
Yeah, probably
And-
2013, 2014.
Yeah, I want to say that we just kind of randomly said 50 years.
I thought it was
What
in the
you know what?
2040s.
Here's the deal. That I remember this because I remember the note that I put in there.
Mm-hmm.
There was an upcoming election when we were doing that. Time capsule.
2015 then. 2016?
It was the 2016 when President Trump won, but everyone assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to win.
Uh-huh.
And I remember writing on the note we were like a month away because it was kind of fall when we buried that.
Okay, I guess I was an Eagle Scout.
Okay, yeah, you would have been, or almost an Eagle, close.
Yeah, or
'Cause
maybe I'd done everything, but I was waiting for the official.
No, because I think didn't you get your Eagle in mid-November? So we did this probably in October because
Okay.
the election would have been the first week of November.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I remember putting a note in there like upcoming election 2016 presidential election. Will it be Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? Who knows? Put it in there. Big question mark. So yeah, that kind of dates that. Helps date that.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and I will say I was kind of surprised that Trump won. I think most of America was.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe today we'll just go over there and I'll do like a vlog because I'm pretty sure we put a brick over where we buried it.
Yes.
And we put when it was buried and when we're supposed to open it. I think.
Did we? Did we get some sort of a permanent mark on that brick? I don't remember.
You know, for all I know, the church could have been like no, and covered it.
Well,
removed
or like it
but
was kind of on the corner of a garden. It could be
Yeah.
like overgrown with weeds,
That's
grass.
true. It's on the
lines.
church grounds. So
I mean, if we finish the time, yeah, I'm down for going.
yeah, okay, all right, journey time. All right.
Plug.
Yeah. So it's part of a memorial garden, as I recall. There's bricks with people's names on it that passed away.
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
And in the corner of it is your time capsule.
Okay. Yeah. You want to go with this?
Possibly, although I do have other responsibilities today.
Okay, fair enough. I might call you then if I can't find it and be like, give me that coordinate.
I
Give
can
me the
tell you
chords.
that it
Exact
is in the
coordinates.
southwest corner.
X 251.
Southwest corner of the courtyard, near the foundation for one of the posts on a harbor.
Okay.
This
Gotcha.
is assuming we can get there without hitting any curbs.
Okay.
Oh,
All
Was there
right.
some issues last night?
No, why would you say that on the stream?
Do
I
I-
told you not to. You
Do I
jerk.
do I need to excuse myself and go look at the aluminum wheels on the Camry?
No, I didn't
on
hit
the
anything.
classic 1994 Toyota Camry.
We didn't quite hit anything. No.
It's
I'm still pissed, dude.
not like it was precipitating or anything last night.
No,
She's
just
just
our
cold.
driver was blind.
Listen, man.
Uh,
They both agreed. Well, at least David agreed,
I agree.
that lighting conditions were not ideal in that part of town.
okay. I'm just glad you didn't wind up in the creek there or something.
I think we have a question to be answered here. Let's what does that say? down there?
Yeah, someone's been hitting us up in the chat. Thanks for watching and saying a thing. Is that someone we know?
Yes,
Who's it?
that's my girlfriend.
Hey,
I
shout out
was
to
like,
David's
that's not somebody I
girlfriend.
knew.
Yeah.
Hello.
What does it say?
Oh, sorry. I was waiting for Jake. Jode, apparently.
No, is that her name in real life?
No.
Okay.
Her name is Jade.
Oh, nice.
Well, she misspelled it.
That's yeah. That's the point.
The question we have from Jade is, what ideals from the 80s do you think have shifted drastically to the ideals that we have today?
Oh,
Interesting. That's a really good question.
I wouldn't
That's a
know. I
great-
wasn't alive back then.
Great question.
Yeah, but Bob
Jade.
knows.
Great question. Wow. Okay.
Is that
So-
more like change or like,
Just like the ideals, like
yeah?
today, there's a lot more that is like socially acceptable than.
And there's a lot that's not.
But I would say just like my gut reaction to her question was there's a lot less socially acceptable things. We're definitely, as a society, we're more inclusive. We're more sensitive to other people's feelings.
we live in a society.
It wasn't that back then. Not everybody got a trophy.
Definitely.
It was a different time, and it was kind of right at the end of when everybody smoked cigarettes. That's another change.
Now they vape.
Well, yeah, but not everybody. It's not as pervasive, I don't think, as cigarette smoking was in that time period.
The cigarette commercials were wild in back then.
Yes, print ads and commercials. Yeah, my doctor recommends Sheffield or whatever. So
Not sponsored.
yeah, I tried to use a random one that
Right.
people wouldn't recognize. I am old enough that I came from a time in my childhood when smoking was pretty common. My father was a smoker. And then I've been in the workforce now for 32 years, just over 32 years this week. And when I first started at the factory that I work at, it was acceptable to smoke in the office. It was acceptable to smoke in the parts of the plant where we're actually doing work. So, of course, now that's completely forbidden, and very few people smoke. And in fact, where I work, same place, you can't smoke anywhere on campus. If you want to smoke, you need to get in your car, drive off property, or drive to Quick Trip or something, smoke, come back. So consequently, very few people smoke at work anymore.
Why are you? Did you say drive to Quick Trip and smoke?
Yeah, some people do that.
That's a terrible mixture.
Go to Quick Trip, get a drink,
Smoke around all the gasoline.
Yeah.
get a drink,
For
have a
context, Quick
cigarette.
Trip is a gas station in this neck of the woods.
Yeah. So,
I forget Quick Trip doesn't exist everywhere.
but
so good,
back to
too.
Jade's question though. Lots of changes. We're more accepting of people that are different. We understand now more. Like people, when I was in school, you know, like there was kids that were just weird. Wow, you know, we hadn't.
Well, that hasn't changed.
Now we know that those kids maybe are like on the autism spectrum, or maybe they have Asperger's syndrome, or maybe they suffer from what is it when you get your letters? Dyslexia.
Yeah.
So, you know, back then we didn't understand that. Now I have a much better grasp on that, and get kids help early.
Come back in here.
Welcoming Jake back to the couch.
Welcome back to the podcast, Jake. We're glad to have you. Thanks for that excellent camera work.
Yeah, you're welcome. I do it weekly.
I'll show you eventually. Actually, there's a way to make those transitions like smoother, where they like fade in or out instead of just cutting out.
I changed it.
Oh, is it cutting? Does it cut by default?
Yeah, no, like when you switch cameras, yeah, it just cuts it automatically.
Wow, it should by default crossfade. That's stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't. But yeah, I could.
I'm criticizing you, OBS. Watch out.
Yeah, OBS.
I'm not. I like you.
I'm not saying they're
sponsored.
bad. I'm not saying they're bad. What were we talking about?
Dude, we were talking about
I'm just
Jade's
kidding.
question.
And I'm just trying to bring it
And
back.
I feel like, hopefully I've answered it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she said like
She's-
Pierce
yeah.
days, like because you were talking about how things are more socially acceptable. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty common now for men to have an earring. It was,
Tune in
it was
tomorrow,
less
too.
common in 1985.
Tune in tomorrow to see a video of us piercing Brian's ears.
yeah, but then,
Of Bob finally getting that earring. So he got it in 85.
Another question, Bob, that pertains kind of that ideals thing is, what were safety standards like back in the 80s?
Oh, that's good.
What are safety standards?
Yeah,
Yeah,
see-
is Homer Simpson's job realistic in any way? No, I'm just kidding.
yes, I will say parts of it are. Yeah.
The sleeping? No, I'm just kidding.
The large control room where people aren't really paying attention and eating donuts and drinking coffee. That still exists.
Oh, yeah.
So, safety standards definitely improved, David, to answer your question. However, there's still much room for improvement.
Right.
But definitely, like the thing I've seen over the last 32 years, the personal protective equipment, or we call it PPE for short, definitely better, more readily available. But are you laughing because I said PPE?
I looked at Brian and I said the PP is better.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
I forgot where I was for a second. So yeah, that's definitely improved. Just like the concept of safety glasses, which was just kind of starting when I started working at the factory.
Wow.
And the safety glasses that were available were very uncomfortable. There's the ones that are available today are just much more comfortable. And hey, the reason is if they're comfortable, you're gonna wear them. If they're uncomfortable, the first thing you're gonna want to do is take them off.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of took a while for management in general to understand that.
It's a crazy little thing called ergonomics.
Yeah. So like when I first started, I wear corrective lenses. I needed corrective lenses. So I had to get special safety glasses. And the only option I had was the very cheapest one, which was very uncomfortable. So like if I walked out of the work area and into a break room or an office, the first thing I did was take them off, set them down. Well, I might forget to put them back on before I went back to work. And I got in trouble several times for, hey, why are you out here without your safety glasses? And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, because they hurt to wear them. So later on, we had a different supervisor that realized if we're going to make these guys wear safety glasses, we need to spend a little bit more money on them and make them comfortable. So
Interesting. And to this day, they are very comfortable.
yeah, I mean, it's totally different now.
Your girlfriend's calling you out, dude.
I saw.
Oh my goodness, is she saying you're immature? Is that what happened?
Yeah, she
That's
said, of course you would laugh. I just looked at the camera and shook my head. It was funny! I found it funny.
It was funny.
Hey, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong, and that's why it's funny.
It's better today than it was back then. Okay.
Well-
that was pretty funny.
So what are we gonna?
Is there another
What?
question?
This is why we don't normally do it live.
No, exactly, we don't. Transition time.
Oh, that's awkward. Anyway, Let's move on to our next topic. While we
What is the next topic?
we're
gentlemen?
still
Birthday
we
stories.
welcome you to keep asking questions, but there aren't any in the chat right now. So, basically, it's kind of we can actually do this on the. What are you doing, David? Are you kidding me right now? What's going on over there?
I don't know. I'm getting a lot of phone calls from a lot of people, and I got a
Oh,
voicemail.
That
that
sounds
was
like
just-
someone's yelling.
Maybe,
Yeah, it was just
maybe
somebody
it's
yelling.
because you're live and they're just, hey, we got to talk to Dave right now.
I don't know,
Okay.
but
Anyway.
I'm gonna just.
Oh, you're going to excuse yourself?
Step aside. Just to
All
make sure
right.
Just to make sure that everything's okay.
Okay,
Fair. So
fair enough.
what I was saying is like the first episode we uploaded. It was on like the 4th of November last year. And we couldn't do that though due to scheduling issues. But basically, because this is now 1 year later, it's like the podcast's birthday. So we were gonna kind of talk about birthday memories as one of the little segment bits
Yeah,
on here,
yeah,
whatever
that's
you
good.
want to call them. Brian, I'll let you kick it off
What? Why me?
because you have two. We can alternate.
Do I? I don't remember. I was trying to look back up. November 3rd was our first
Third?
episode.
Oh no, yeah, you know. Okay, third on the like podcatchers platforms, but if you look on the YouTube version, it got uploaded on the 4th because the very first time I tried to make a video version, I tried to like convert it to a video version for YouTube. I was using Windows 10's built-in video editor, which sucks big dinosaur balls. And I literally left it like I finish it and then I hit like save and it sits there and it renders, right. And I left it loading doing that all night, and I woke up the next morning and it still wasn't done. And so I was like, all right, I don't have time for this. So I brought up an old copy of Windows Movie Maker from like 2013 and I just did it in that, and that's what I've been using ever since because I hate Windows 10.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hitting the table.
All right, Brian, birthday.
Oh,
Happy
boy.
birthday. Just kidding.
Well,
It's not your
my
birthday. It's the
birthday.
podcast birthday.
Yeah.
Glad you finally turned
You
17.
had one last
Shut
month.
up. What?
You had one
Oh,
last
yeah.
month. Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, 10-10. Oh, wait. We're not supposed to say that. Sorry.
Tintin is a great movie, by the way. I love that cartoon character.
Great save.
Boxing movie.
Not subtle at all.
Oh, so funny.
And your social security number is.
If you knew that.
Yeah, why
I'd be
would you
worried.
know that?
The day I find out my identity was stolen by Bob.
Should have gotten insurance. No, okay. Anyway,
Well, actually, I do have insurance on that now.
get better insurance. Just kidding. All right.
Okay, so let's see. It's not a very long story, but back the movie maker's the bomb apparently. Back when I was, I think, 3
I
years
appreciate
old.
that.
I think it was 3. I think it was my 3rd birthday, or maybe my 2nd. I don't remember. They had chocolate cake for my birthday, and they mistakenly left me sitting on the table with a couple pieces of cake while they were all doing whatever.
Like, you were just literally on a tabletop.
Yeah.
Untethered.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Sorry,
Sitting
how
on
old did you
the-
say?
Well, I didn't fall off. That's
Okay, well,
Okay.
good, because that's what I was worried about. That would explain a lot, but go ahead.
Actually, I did fall off. Shelby put me on the top bunk of a bed one time in our house in KCK,
Yeah.
and I fell off. And they didn't notice until they took me we went to the zoo like a week later. And Mom noticed a giant squishy part on my head. Was like, that's not right.
Wow.
So
A week later?
yeah. So
Wow.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's
so
funny.
anyways, this birthday, I think it was like either 2 or 3. They left me sitting on the table with cake, and maybe like 5-10 minutes, and they came back and the cake was gone, but I only had like a tiny bit on my face. They're like, "Where the heck did it go?" And they noticed my diaper was full, so they're like, "Oh, he probably pooped and he needs to change." So they changed my diaper and found out I just stuffed the cake down my diaper.
Save this for later.
I skipped the middleman instead of putting it in my mouth and
Yeah,
I
you're
like,
like,
through natural.
This
I
is
just
supposed to
shoved
be
it
full of
straight-
brown stuff,
straight
right?
there.
There's a lot of jokes in that story. I'm assuming you shoved it down the front of your pants, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
Around the corner, chocolate is made.
All I know is they found me with a diaper full of cake.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to talk to your mom when I get here. Remember that time that Brian stuffed his pants with cake?
Oh my gosh.
I did want to mention, I was just thinking about this, little bit of a subject change while we were talking about the Bob's Time Capsule, but when we finally go back to listen to all of this stuff, that's, what, 20 years from now? 19 years from now?
19-ish,
19
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
So,
At this
what?
point, 19.
I'm going to be 27. No, I'll be 37, right? Yeah, when that happens.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Math!
Brian, how old will you be?
We're continually bad at math. That's the theme of this
Brian's
live stream.
calculating.
41. I'll be 41.
41. Excellent.
Jake?
I'll be 44.
Wow.
Well, I didn't realize you were that much older than Brian. Just always thought you guys were about the same age.
No, I'm older than him.
You're like, what, 1 or 2 years? 3?
Two.
He's 6 years older.
Depends on when we open it up. Could be 2 years.
Bob, how old
Right.
will you be?
Well, I should be, if it's 19 years, 74 years.
Wow.
74
So,
Wow.
yeah.
So may or may not be here. I don't know.
You better be.
Don't make
Okay.
this too dark.
All right, yeah. I will endeavor to be there.
But that's interesting to think about because
We're gonna be so
18 to 37 is a big gap.
Dude, okay. Think about this. In all of our intros, we always mention like, you know, we may have kids or we may have a
Right.
family or whatever. But the fact that we're gonna be 41, 44, and 37, like that actually, we probably will
We
have
middle-aged men.
We're more likely going to be having a house, having our own families going.
Yes.
Like that is an insane thought to think about.
It
The
is.
future.
Yeah.
Everything.
Welcome
everything
to the world
better
of
be
tomorrow.
Chrome. If it's not Chrome, I'm going to be pissed.
You want Chrome?
Man,
SpongeBob told me it was Chrome.
yeah, but the trend is away from Chrome now. It's like black wheels.
Minimalist.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Black and minimalist, yeah.
By the time
Black trim on cars.
we are 41, our phones will just be like tiny little pieces of like glass that we can like blow up and right in front of us.
It would
I
just
don't know.
be like a lens you wear in your eye.
Probably.
Google Glasses return.
So
But they actually work.
I would encourage you now. You have like 19 years to plan this, but you guys should plan some sort of event that surrounds like reopening the Time Capsule podcast. It should include some really delicious food, preferably breakfast food.
Possibly some explosions.
Yeah,
I tell you what,
maybe
you
some
become
fireworks.
the president of the United States. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe some fireworks.
we blow up some countries.
That's not what I was gonna say.
But yeah, you should like make an event of it. In other words, I'm saying don't be like my cousins and I and completely forget about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then open it 20 years later on your son's podcast.
Hey son, I'm going to make
more
you
than
listen
20
to
years.
all 30 hours of our podcast.
It's good. It needs to be grand. I agree.
Yeah, it needs to be a big event.
Because it is a
For
big
sure.
event.
Yeah.
There will be fireworks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna make any promises, but
There could be.
Yeah. They'll
stay
probably be
tuned for the next
completely-
19 years.
Yeah.
They'll be completely illegal by then, probably.
Yeah,
Nothing
set up your
changed.
I'm
notification
sure,
bell so
actually.
in 19 years when we do this again, you'll get the notification.
Yeah. It turns out that this whole time fireworks were causing cancer.
There'll probably be like so much housing that it'll be like fire hazard everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You never
That's
know.
a fair point.
I don't know. I the trend I'm seeing is like more people living in an apartment type complex than
Mhm.
Yeah.
than in a house.
Or do you
Because
think
the
like
housing
the
market's so
stats from
stupid.
Ready Player One will ever become a real thing?
No, those literally can't. The way they're built, they would collapse in on themselves. It's not physically possible.
Well, what if we made it better?
Yeah.
I
what
watched
if we?
I watched the film theory on it.
Okay. But yeah,
It
I
is
don't think necessarily
Is it
that's
just
gonna
a
happen,
theory?
but I do think we're gonna build up.
Definitely.
It's like Tokyo.
Yeah,
like
Japan.
New York, you know,
That's the
big
trend.
cities
Newark.
that don't have space to
trend in
expand
Europe.
outward.
Yeah.
Expand
Just not a lot of
upward.
space.
Interesting stuff
Tower
to think
battle
about.
all over again. I was gonna
But
say
different.
something.
So
It's
yeah.
the same, but different.
Anything else?
you have a
Related
birthday
to-
tale you want to tell?
Well, one birthday I went water skiing.
What got you 1 year older?
I don't
On
remember.
my birthday.
I don't
got
remember
older.
what birthday that was that I went water skiing, but I did. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't actually that difficult to get the hang of. And then I went to Florida and caught some sharks on a birthday. That was pretty dope.
That's really cool.
They were probably about
You're off the camera.
that big, maybe. Just little lemon sharks that were floating around in the water.
Lemon sharks. You catch any lime sharks while you're at it too?
No.
Gotta get some comments.
So that was fun. I did catch a barracuda. It was very small. but-
Oh,
Still.
Barracuda. Oh, copyright.
You find Nemo in his mouth.
I did. No.
Oh, hey, by the way, I just want to apologize. What is this, like an hour and a half in? But I just want to apologize for the black bars on either side of your screen. I don't know why, but we've got our webcam is supposed to be, according to the very label physically on the camera itself, 1080p. But when we bring it up in OBS Streamlabs, it's a square, not a rectangle. So, blame Brian.
Yeah.
You're blaming me for it.
Can't believe you, man.
I'm the one that had the camera. You didn't even have a camera.
I have a webcam. What are you thinking
That
too?
thing
It's
is
not.
garbage.
It's not a 20p though, and
I should have brought my 1080. I had
Listen,
that exact same one.
I got
No,
that
I
for
it
free.
you
I'm not
birthday.
complaining.
And then I bought myself that one.
Anyway,
Very good.
What's your birthday stories?
I can only think of the one, and it's not even because I remember it properly. It's because I have a home video footage of it that I've seen multiple times, and I've been told the story. So, he knows.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're gonna say.
So, what was it, like my 6th?
I want to
Okay.
say 4th or 5th.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate, 4th or 5th. We have it written down somewhere. It's
Yeah.
like the name of the actual video clip. Anyway, my lovely parents set up this like scavenger hunt for me and a group of friends to do around my neighborhood, and it's on a dead end, so we didn't have to like worry about getting run over by cars or anything as we ran around.
That's so fun.
And it was like, go in that neighbor's backyard, and his backyard's massive, and then like, oh, there's a clue over on the at the bottom of the fence by this neighbor's side yard. Whatever. What do you
Yeah.
remember more about it than I do?
Yeah, probably because I designed it.
Go ahead then.
So
Oh,
okay.
wise creator.
Yeah, so it was basically just me, using my skills as a dungeon master to try to make the best birthday party for you.
Even from an early age, he was getting me into D&D.
Yeah. So,
The Devil's Game? No. Okay.
it's the satanic panic of the 80s.
There's an 80s thing that's not a thing anymore. All
Yeah.
right, anyway.
Okay, so what I tried to design was an interesting scavenger hunt for you and your friends, starting in your backyard, and to try to keep all the kids together so they didn't get lost. I had like a long rope with handles on it you could hold so you could all stay together.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And one leader. And so, I had you find a map at some point. And I told you to like watch out for an evil witch, and if you did find an evil witch, you could turn her into a good witch. This is
Like the Wizard
right
of
out of
Oz.
the Wizard of Oz, yeah, by giving her chocolate. And I gave everybody some chocolate. And I think
If
some
we
kids,
if we didn't live in Kansas, you think you would have
yeah,
used
probably,
that movie as an influence?
yeah, it's such a popular movie, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I think some kids like took the chocolate and immediately ate it, right?
Yeah.
But some held on to it. I believe your cousin Sebastian held on to his. And so the first thing you encountered was this witch, which is your mom dressed up like a witch.
It wasn't just a costume though. She had like she was wearing green
It wasn't
face.
a costume. She's actually a witch.
No.
Explain that one to your mother later.
No, I meant it wasn't just a costume. Like it wasn't just a cloak and a hat. She was wearing green face.
Yeah, she had on a witch Halloween costume.
Yeah.
For sure. So, yeah.
And she does a
jumped
pretty
out.
convincing witch voice. Let
Yeah.
me just tell you
She
right
jumped
now.
out from behind a large oak tree right as you guys were starting your adventure, and I'm pretty sure that every kid ran in the opposite
every single
direction.
kid. We dropped the rope,
dropped the rope,
took off in the opposite
ran
direction,
to the
running around the
backyard.
corner of our house into the backyard,
Yeah,
screaming all the way.
except for cousin Sebastian.
No, even he did it first.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he
video
eventually turned around and
the
got
video
rid.
plays it out. Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna play the video. Sorry,
Right.
we
So-
don't have it ready to go.
So he came to his senses, realized that what was going on, grabbed his chocolate and gave it to your mom.
yeah, I think
Your mom.
Didn't I like bring a chocolate to her and then dropped it and ran? Because I guess
Maybe, yeah.
I feel like
maybe did that.
I think that may be a memory that I have.
Yeah. So anyway, she ate the chocolate and transformed into a good witch, and your sister would have been like
Two.
a year or two
One.
old.
Yeah.
And she was completely freaked out,
Yeah, she didn't know
Like,
what was going on.
panic scared that her mom was now a witch.
Mom was holding her and she was just crying.
Yeah, she was like, I want my mom to hold me, but not this witch. So she turned into a good witch.
Witches be tripping.
And I'm not sure. I think maybe mom had to hand Grace off to my mom or something.
Yeah,
Because she
your
was so
dad was
scared.
definitely
You
there.
mean to tell me Jake is just one big son of a witch?
Moving on with the podcast. We'll be right back. So then, like your next clue, that I think maybe the witch gave you was there was a shovel hidden in a tree, and you went to the tree and found a shovel, and then another clue was.
I know at one point you gave us a key and we used it to open a treasure chest.
Yes, you had to have the key to open a chest, and then eventually it led you to it kind of in a circular route through the neighborhood, and eventually led you to the house across the street where there was an X on the ground, I believe. X marks the spot. Classic. And you used the shovel that you had found to dig up a treasure chest, and you opened it up, and inside was candy. And everybody came back to the party and had a good time. Yeah. It was a good scavenger hunt. It was a fun birthday party, and I don't have the artistic skills to draw the map, so I told one of the guys at work who is an artist what I wanted, and he sketched it up for us, and I think we did it on like the back of a paper grocery sack, so it looked old and brown and wrinkly, and had ripped edges and maybe burned a little bit. And that guy passed away. He's no longer with us, but man, he did an awesome job on the map.
Dang. Who was it?
It was Kent. Who was his name? Yeah. Great.
It may not sound like it, but digging a hole is a preferable alternative to a pinata.
Yeah, it was a little safer.
Honestly,
I think.
dude, I'd totally rather.
Candy in there, yeah.
I actually do remember a birthday story. That's not my birthday story. It wasn't my birthday. It was
Were
my
you
sister's
there, though?
birthday.
It's
Yes.
interesting
that counts.
you remember your older sibling's birthday.
Yes, well, I do because I was there.
Right, well, of course, but I mean, it's like sometimes I think when you're the younger sibling,
It's harder to remember.
no, well, you're like jealous of the older sibling on their birthday. You don't understand why you're not getting all the attention on that day. I'm not trying to psychoanalyze.
I don't know if I did that, but I know that I had a lot of fun. That's for sure. But I think the whole theme of her birthday party was like princesses and stuff like that. And there was like, I think it was like, I remember that we had all these posters of like dragons all over the place, and everybody had like a wooden sword or something, and you're supposed to go like slay the dragons, and you get some like candy or something like that.
Awesome.
And my dad had this like dragon costume on, and I didn't get the memo that we were supposed to attack the posters. So I just full sprint at my dad with my wooden sword, just start beating the crap out of him. And he's like, David, stop! Stop! I'm not the dragon that you want to kill.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm a good
I'm
dragon.
like, give me more candy! Like,
That's good. That's a good story.
I remember that. It was a lot of fun. I think I actually ambushed him. We had a little like play set that was like a big like treehouse, for lack of a better term. It wasn't actually a treehouse, but I think I like slid down the slide and like ran at him.
Tally
and,
ho!
like, attacked him from above, like
That's great.
But it was a lot of fun.
So you were saying said you did like a scavenger hunt your birthday. We did something very similar for my 10th birthday. When we had that, when we were living over in by Wrist Lake, that dam, the stuff, and yeah, we used to make jokes about that all the time.
Yeah, living by the dam site or whatever.
Yeah, we're like, hey, we're gonna go run down that damn wall over there.
Yeah.
But we did one year. We had a bunch of my friends over. We split the two teams, and we were doing geocaching out in the woods.
Oh, fun.
And it was basically, they gave us 2 geocaches, and we had to find both of them and take a picture with it, and then whoever got back to the house first won.
I like it.
So the 2 teams split off. Like, we went to separate ones first, and then after we found out, we'd switch and go to the other ones. And on my team, sorry, I have a lot of phlegm in my throat all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I know, it's funny how that works. My team, we found ours by like a waterfall sort of thing, and then took a picture of it all. Did all whatever we had to do, and then we went and found where the other one was supposed to be. We found the other team still there looking for it.
Right.
So we were sitting there waiting for them to get done, wait for them to find it, like trying not to look so we didn't cheat. And we sat there for like half an hour, and they still couldn't find it. So we're like, okay, guys, just come over here and try to help us find it. And so we're looking. I think we were there for another 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. And then somebody decided to look up and be like, look it up and be like, oh, this was taken out 2 years ago. Like, so we've been looking for this geocache that doesn't even exist anymore.
That's
For
classic.
the last hour and a half.
That is awesome.
That is so unfortunate.
I feel like I've done that before,
Nice
not
birthday.
necessarily with geocaching.
I mean, it was fun. I was just still there with my friends, and we got to walk through the woods and run up that wall. It was pretty fun, but yeah, no, it was really frustrating.
I don't think I've ever been geocaching before.
My dude, we can
Pretty
take
fun.
you right now. There's 2 in the park.
Yeah,
I'm down.
maybe
Maybe
more than
geocaching
two.
is so much fun.
Although
Actually,
one of them
we'll
is in
vlog
an
it.
area that is currently cordoned off
down.
for construction.
Actually, yeah,
So-
it's actually been removed. That cache is no longer there
Really?
because the wall is no longer there.
Oh crap! You're right. Well, I can
yeah.
still point it at you though.
So Jade asks, quarantine birthdays. How would y'all celebrate in quarantine, if at all?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's kind of that.
It's all
It's kind of
blur.
a blur.
I blocked it out.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, honestly, same. I can't.
No one
remember.
wants to remember quarantine.
I can't remember anything that happened in quarantine except that I spent way too many hours on Battlefield 4.
I think that my birthday falls in July, so I think that everything was a little more lax by the time that my 2020 birthday came around.
Right,
Right.
that makes sense.
So I think I
With
actually,
the panic.
I might have had at least 2 or 3 close friends over, and we just like played some video games, opened some like presents that they got me. It was pretty laid back. I don't think I did anything like amazing because everything was still kind of closed. So,
Right.
but
Hey, I can't remember squat from those 2 years, dude.
Yeah, it would have been the year I turned 22, I believe.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, your birthday's even late. All of ours are later than his. I mean, So, I think if you would have had a birthday probably in March or April, would have been really affected by
Yeah.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
by the panic associated with the pandemic. But yeah, I think by the time our birthdays came around, it was just kind of low key celebration, family only. I'm pretty sure if it was my birthday, I had a steak.
Where were you guys when
That's,
like?
that's kind of a disappointing answer
I
for
think
Jade.
I did
though.
go.
I know.
I did go to a fancy
Sorry.
restaurant for my birthday.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, I'll try to make up with it with a question. Where were you guys when the like pandemic hit North America and
Oh,
everything shut down?
that's a good question.
Work.
Like when that reality hit you and you were
When
like,
things
oh, we're
really
gonna
started,
have
there
to
was like a week where things really start shutting down.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna have to like not
I was at work.
go outside.
You were at work.
I
Okay.
was.
This is a freaking essential
you're-
worker.
I was
technically
going
is.
to say you would probably be considered essential because you were
Yeah, we're gonna
part
go
of
for
the
it, dude.
You're
food
still
supply.
out there chopping prices.
The first two, actually, no, we were raising prices. The first two weeks of that were absolutely hell at the grocery store.
Oh, I'm sure it was panic buying.
Like we had to close. I mean, it was almost every day. We couldn't even have customer service open because we had everybody, including managers, were out on registers trying to get people out because it was just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And the amount of people we had got ticked off at us because we weren't selling lottery tickets at the counter and we couldn't sell stamps and all that because it was like there's nobody, literally nobody to go up there. Like
Right.
everybody's out here, and they're like, well, you guys should be helping anyways. Like the lights are off and the sign says closed. The owner of the company is here telling you that they're closed. Why are you still up there?
Yeah.
The owner of the store.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they were going out to all the different stores to make sure everybody was okay and not helping
a stressful
necessarily,
time.
but it was a very stressful time.
These are confusing times.
That's another thing. It's going to be interesting in 19 years to look back and be like, oh yeah, there was a huge pandemic that went on, like a huge part of everybody's lives.
Yeah, we'll be at that point. We'll be suffering from COVID-40. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I was, let's see, so at the end of 2019, the theater group that I was currently participating in, we just finished our show of Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we were going into our other show. We were going to do Tuck Everlasting. I don't know if you ever heard about that show, but it's about like a family that's immortal or something like that. I don't know.
Everlasting.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
kind of. There's like a fountain of youth
Is he named
situation or
Tuck?
something. I think that's the last name. But we were about maybe a week into rehearsal or something like that, or it was not long at all before they were like, so COVID's kind of starting to like move its way into the United States. It's kind of coming in a little bit. We're not too worried about it, but there's a chance that we're gonna have to like postpone rehearsals for a little bit, and then like a week later everything was shut down. And that's when I was like, wow, this is actually happening. Like I've read about this kind of stuff in my history books and all that, but I never thought that I would be a part of a global scale shutdown.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
So just a question that really doesn't have to do with the pandemic, but what was your role in Beauty and the Beast?
I was
Belle.
Lumiere, the candlestick.
You were Lumiere.
I was the
Played
Kansas.
it
Yeah.
fantastically.
Awesome. Great.
Perfect
Sad
French
I missed
accent.
out on that.
I
It
sang
was
with a French accent.
Very well done.
People thought I was actually French. I was very proud of myself.
Way to go, Dave.
Thank you.
So Jake and I were at the same place when that happened.
We were on vacation with the rest of our family and like 3 friends of my sister.
4.
Four.
Right there.
4?
What?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, 4.
4, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
4 of my sister's friends, and
Yeah.
we were in a condo in Destin, Florida.
Yeah. And
It's a
I
good
remember
place
I
right
was
there.
I was chilling on the porch, the balcony.
When he saw this
That's
wave of COVID smog rolling up on the beach.
No, I heard my sister and her friends freaking out because they didn't get graduation.
yeah, because the schools had decided don't come back. We were on spring break. Don't come back
Yeah.
after spring break.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Jay just
Yeah, Jay
mentioned
just
that,
said
the
he-
extended spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting for me is at the time, I'm now in the public school system, but at the time I was still being homeschooled, so nothing really changed for me. Like, I spent most of my time inside anyways. I didn't really go anywhere other than, school and, church and stuff like that. So I was, for the most part, unaffected by COVID. I didn't really have anywhere to go, so I was just like, okay, this is interesting. Nothing's going to change for me, so...
Right. Interesting. So
And Grace was in a similar situation to yours. She had just done she was in something called ART, Advanced Repertory Theater.
Mhm.
So she had just done like 2 shows, and I think she had 1 or 2 more.
I believe so.
And she was really sad that she didn't get to do them.
Yeah. So, obviously I was with Jake in Destin, Florida, and I'd been tracking at the time we called it the China flu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Kung Flu.
Yeah, it wasn't really. They were just starting to really get concerned about it, in early 2020, and I knew we were going on this trip. It was a driving trip from Kansas City to Florida, and I knew I was taking, like 5 young ladies, Jake, my wife, and I, and I thought to myself, and I'm so glad I did this. I should take some extra toilet paper because there was already like rumors of the country's gonna run out of toilet paper.
I don't understand.
Which I thought was
why.
pretty ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
At first, I thought, no, this can't be real. But I thought, just
it
in
is.
case, yeah, I'm gonna take some toilet paper.
Hey,
So
can we get a bidet?
no, we may not.
Ah.
Where are we gonna fit it?
Mom has one.
Really?
Is it good?
And then I have
Is it
I've
good?
been afraid to use that thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's move. Let's drop that and go back to this story.
What's wrong with squirting yourself in the... No.
So yeah, I was so glad that I did take extra, like a whole package. I think it had 6 rolls of toilet paper because we got down there to Florida. One of the things we normally do is before we even go to the condo, we go to Walmart and load up on supplies for the week.
Yeah.
No toilet paper available there.
Mm.
We went to the grocery store, like close to the condo. No toilet paper there.
Wow.
So I was glad that we had it and we did use it, and it was good to have it.
I actually have a vivid memory of a couple of me and my buddies. We were in the bathroom, and one of them was on his phone. And at the time, it was still being referred to as coronavirus because that's what, when a new virus pops up, that's just what scientists call it when they don't have an actual name for it, just corona.
Yeah,
being...
didn't call it COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, they're thinking of naming it COVID-19. And I was like, that'll never happen. It's coronavirus. That's a dumb name. And here we are calling it COVID-19 because that's what they named it.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was weird that progression of...
The days back when we called it Corona.
I know, coronavirus.
So we got down to Florida on a Saturday, and had great weather. We're on the beach every day, and then by Thursday at 3 p.m., the sheriff started driving down the beach.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
closing the beach, everybody off the
I
beach.
forgot about that. Yeah, they were chasing us off the beach.
Yeah, because they, on the media, the news, it was like, hey, people need to limit their exposure to each other, keep 6 feet in between them. And it's spring break in Florida. There's not 6 feet between anybody. The beach is packed.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a good time. So 3 p.m. Thursday, they closed the beach. Everybody had to go back to the condo. And when I got back to the condo, and I heard that school was canceled for the rest of the year, I thought my daughter would be happy because I put myself in her situation. From my perspective, if I would have been in high school, you know, looking back to my time in high school, if somebody would have told me spring break, you don't have to go back and you just graduate, I would have been so happy. Yeah.
Honestly, if you ask me, it's worth not having a graduation ceremony.
Well, your sister
I've
would
heard
disagree with that.
from a lot of people who were involved in that situation that it was like detrimental to like their mental health and like all that jazz.
To
Like
not have a graduation.
everybody was super excited to not be at school, but then like the realization of like no socialization, no
Yeah.
friends, like they really thought about how important school was, not just to their education but to their actual like livelihood, that it really hurt a lot of people. It was
We
really
have school at
interesting.
home. School at home.
You know, like that's like I was homeschooled my entire life. My social life
I know,
was fine.
I was fine. I
don't get
like,
why people complain about
I had
that.
no problem, but like from a public school standpoint, like only being able to like once they went on to online school, only being able to talk to your friends over a computer screen, not being able to see them.
Yeah, I mean, like back in when you were homeschooled,
Back
you
in my
could
day.
invite your friends over to your house,
Yeah.
but you can't. You were at the very least heavily advised to not do that during the pandemic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a hard time understanding why she was upset, but then eventually I figured it out.
You realized,
I guess that answers Jade's question.
yeah.
Jake had a question.
Jade's
Oh,
question.
Jade, I was like,
Yeah,
what
sorry.
question?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Ask about,
We've been talking so long, I forgot what we were talking about. Miss out on prom and every
We're talking about time capsules.
Yeah.
Imagine going to prom.
I don't remember if it was that same year when the pandemic hit or a different year when Grace. How many different times has Grace brought friends with her down there?
previous to that, I think she had only brought Maddie.
Why don't you never
Okay,
bring your friends to
I think it was this.
Why don't you never bring us to the
Do
destination?
you guys want to go to Florida?
Yes!
Yeah. Well, this is awkward.
Yeah. Hey, what's happening now? Confirm. No, I'm kidding. So
Next video, we're going to be in Florida.
yeah, I think it was that year because didn't we at one point like went to the beach at night during that week? Do you remember?
Yes, you. As I recall, the beach got closed on Thursday at 3 p.m. As soon as the sun went down,
Yeah.
Thursday night, all the young people around there went back to the beach.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, people can't see us. It's dark.
Well, the main reason we went out was to watch the sunset. But I remember like
Not
you
to do
and Mom
anything
went back
illegal.
up, and so it was me and the girls, and then
Yes.
like we were standing on the sand, and then we just see the sheriff's truck coming at us in the distance, and then they all scream and take off
ran.
toward the ocean instead of like just walking calmly to the like beach exit. And I was like, all right, forget you, I'm leaving.
So they got yelled at. Probably.
You can arrest them, officer. I'm out.
You didn't get yelled
Sorry.
at by the
No.
police, but I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I'm a good law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
Obey the law.
So, I mean, I guess
Eagle
so
Scout.
this is it. I mean, she makes a valid point. Like, she never interacted with anyone outside of school, and when it shut down, there was really there's nothing. That is understandable. Like, if you never interact with anybody outside of school, it's understandable for you to miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
like,
why you have to be. That's why you have to interact with people outside of school, because otherwise, you know, when you're not in school, then you have issues with loneliness and stuff.
But even like with COVID, like you couldn't.
I mean, most of my friends at that point were online anyways. Like people I've met over Discord and gaming
I
and
just
stuff
played
like
on Discord with
Yeah, I
people.
was like, so that's where most of my friends were anyway. So it really didn't affect me.
So I think we probably were all considered essential workers. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you were working at a grocery store.
I
too.
was, yeah.
no, I was at a convention center, remember?
Oh, that's right. So you lost. You actually lost your job.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, your job went away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Temporarily. Anyway.
yeah. So I remember, you know, I actually had to get a letter from like the president or a company, I think, that said I was an essential worker, and carry it with me.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
what
we
I
all-
got when
we all
I
got-
started at Amazon.
We all got letters like that too at
Yeah.
the grocery store.
Which I thought,
Yeah, because they're like, since you weren't supposed to be outside, they're like, you know, cops could pull you over and you need to show them this.
Did that ever happen to you?
No, luckily.
Me neither. You?
no, not at all.
David?
No.
No.
Our work also advises us to keep our work uniforms in our passenger seats in case they like you could tell
Right.
we're going to work and then.
Oh,
show them
okay.
that stuff.
Makes sense.
Interesting stuff.
I couldn't really do that at Amazon because there wasn't a uniform. You just walk in your street clothes and do the job.
I find it interesting that in the future, our possible kids and even possible grandkids will be reading about this event in their history books and will
Read
ask us
all
about it.
the epic
And we'll be
memes,
back
baby.
in my day.
Grandpa, were you there when the world shut down?
You're
I
a
was on
whippersnapper.
TikTok.
I'm older than YouTube.
Well, here's what I did when this whole thing happened. I went back in the history books and I looked at the pandemic of 1918, what they called the Spanish flu, kind of incorrectly labeled that, but Spanish flu, and even the history books call it that. So I looked at that and I read through it, and it was clear that there were at least 3, if not more, distinct waves of it. And I remember thinking, well, the media in 2020 was talking about how let's just do the social distancing for a short amount of time and wearing the masks, and this will all go away in a short time. And it obviously didn't. And there was waves, different variants. It's kind of interesting how history repeated itself.
Yeah. I think he was on a podcast I was listening to. The guy who wrote World War Z. I can't remember his name, but I feel bad now. But he said that he based the way that the zombieism spread on old plagues from history, and the bubonic plague.
I don't know if I told you this, but that's actually the World War Z movie is one of the most expensive zombie movies ever made.
I think I heard that.
It's
he
really well done too.
He also did research into the plans that countries have to respond to
contingency
pandemics.
plans.
Yeah. And he's like, United States is a disappointment. No, I'm just kidding.
It's kind of ironic. I had just in 2019 fall of 2019 finished up an extensive contingency plan, 70-page document for work, looking at all possibilities of problems that could cause issues with me being able to do my job, or clean water treatment technician, so providing clean water, treating water. And pandemic was not one of them.
Ooh, sorry.
Which I thought was kind of funny, and we amended the document to add pandemic.
Well, that's not really
That's not something you can just prepare for all the time.
Well, that's not something that
don't
when you think of a disaster happening that would affect work. It's not
Right.
really something you think of the entire world getting sick. You know?
Right. So some of the things we did look at, which kind of we saw in the pandemic, was supply chain issues. That was one of them. Not being able to get chemicals for treatment, water treatment, civil unrest and strikes, not being able to get workers to the work site. That was one of them. Things like that.
I thought it was super cool how everyone was able to see how big of an impact people actually have on the world. How nature started to animals started to go back where they
Dude,
Yeah,
seriously?
yeah,
Yes.
water in Venice got cleaner because people weren't messing it up all the time.
it was very interesting to see.
Yeah. Are we the baddies?
Are we the pandemic?
Yeah.
Some would say yes.
Technically, if you look at it from a biblical standpoint, animals were here first.
True.
We are animals,
We are the invaders.
but we are animals.
Here's one.
You're an
thing.
animal.
You're an animal. Here's one thing that I really enjoyed during the pandemic was lack of traffic. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Incredible. Jumping on the highway and there, maybe 3 other cars out there. What? I never thought I'd see that. It was crazy. It didn't last long. It did not last long at all, but it was fun while it lasted.
You could always drive at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Usually when I go to work, it's pretty
2
early.
a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been going for about an hour and a half.
Oh, are we keeping you awake?
Oh, I'm so tired, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you slept till 11 a.m. Not quite
Why
sure.
is it I got the least amount of sleep here and I'm the most awake?
I
forgot you were here.
Bro.
Okay.
I have been young.
Hey, can I got an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
No,
is off
just
the
kidding.
cuff. You can tell me if this is crazy.
That's crazy.
So we looked at we looked at the time capsule that my cousins and I prepared in 1985.
Okay.
And for some reason it was important to record what we were driving at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Perhaps that would be a good thing to repeat right now.
Ah, that's interesting.
And what made me think of that is looking at that old time capsule, but also David's current form of transportation. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Harley. No, I'm kidding.
Not
Yeah.
a Harley.
Yes, and maybe we should make some predictions too.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. But Dave, I think you've got to tell us what your current vehicle is.
I currently own and ride a 2023 Kawasaki Ninja 400 motorcycle.
Right on.
That's my
brother.
mode of transportation, and it's the middle of winter right now and very cold.
Yeah, I was going to say yesterday, I think when the time you came over to our house, it was probably about 32 degrees.
It was very cold.
I think it was
Yeah.
28, but yeah.
28, okay.
I was as tucked in as I could tuck in to just let the air kind of go over me.
Right.
But there were times I had to sit up and just got hit with like an icy metal sheet.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers, I don't remember what car he said he was driving, but he said it has a removable top. He said it's actually warmer in the winter if you take off the top and then roll the windows up and then turn the heat all the way up because or roll the windows down, turn the heat all the way up because for some reason the hot air just goes right over you and keeps you like cocooned.
Like encapsulated in
Yeah.
warm air. Interesting.
Brian, what do you drive?
Piece of garbage is what I
Oh,
Yeah, but-
come on. It's okay, man. Let's talk about it.
It's important for history.
Yeah.
drove 2007 Chevy Cobalt.
What year is your
LT.
bike?
I said
2023.
23. It's
Okay.
brand new.
Oh,
Brand new.
yeah, all right.
Brand spanking new.
You said what? 07?
07 Chevy Cobalt LT, 2.2 liter engine.
Well,
Are
now
there
you're
still
gonna
gnats in the ceiling?
No. That was so gross. So gross.
I'm wondering why.
Okay,
was there
so-
like,
That was-
okay,
so when we went on that
let me-
camp
no,
out
no, no,
last
let me
August,
tell
I
this.
mean August
No,
of
no.
21.
Was it last August?
Yeah, it was
no,
last
it
year.
wasn't last August.
Last-
It was
Well, I
the
meant
one
like
before.
last year.
August of last year.
Yeah. Oh, anyways,
Uh-huh.
we went when we went camping. one of the first night we were there.
We all went in his car,
Yes.
and we had all the gear in the back of his
Well,
car.
I drove there myself.
Right, but you drove separately from me and him.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I
we had-
should.
we had all of our gear in my car.
Yeah.
And so we had the doors open while we were getting stuff out and getting dinner ready and all that stuff.
Oh.
And we had
And-
left my ceiling light on,
Right.
Well,
which attracted all the freaking gnats.
the main
And
thing is we just left your doors open because it would be like, oh, hey, unlock the door, I need to grab something. Oh, unlock the door, I need to grab something. It's like, forget it, I'm leaving it
so we just
open.
left it open. And then I don't know if we
The
discovered
light
it
was
later
on.
that
the
night.
internal
yeah.
light was on.
So it, like attracted all the gnats on this stinking lake.
Yeah.
And I got in there later on. It's just the roof is just covered in gnats. And I was
Yeah,
like, this
I'm
is-
glad
I
glad,
took a
like,
picture of it.
It didn't like run your battery down. That could have been.
Yeah,
Really
that's
bad.
true.
True.
Good.
That also would have sucked.
Yeah.
And I broke your cooler. I remember that.
Oh,
break the
yeah.
cooler. Yep, you did break the cooler. That was a fun trip.
You know,
It was,
next
it was
year,
hot as balls, but it was fun.
next year I won't be in school. So if we wanted to have an extended camping trip, we could do that.
I'm down.
All right.
I'm down. Just
Uh,
try,
And
we,
then
need
we'll vlog it.
we need to pick a semi-cooler month though.
Yeah.
Like,
because
yeah, I would say.
July. No.
I would say pick a cooler month to camp in, but you still should plan to do something away from the city on Jake's birthday because
Yeah,
it
the meteor
corresponds with the meteor shower.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we can do
So
that.
it maybe someplace where it's got a cabin with air conditioning or something like that.
We can do that. Yeah.
Well,
because
typically where there's cabins, there's light.
when we went canoeing, we got so stinking burnt.
Yeah, I wish we could have gone canoeing at night.
Oh yeah.
That
would've
would have
been
been
fun.
cool.
It would have been a lot more fun. 'Cause I wouldn't have been as pissed off because I was dehydrated and hungry, and it was like I'm getting burned.
And then we had to
it's
carry
not-
the canoe back up the
We
hill.
did.
Yeah.
We had to carry
Up
it
to
down
the-
and back
the
up because we
shack.
couldn't put it on his car.
Yeah.
So we had to carry it.
How
and
long was it? Like 2 miles? A mile?
I don't
wasn't
think it
that
was even a
far.
mile, but it felt like forever.
It
was
was,
that heavy
a couple.
canoe.
It was a couple hundred yards.
Like
Yeah.
3/4 of a mile.
Why wouldn't? Let me ask. Why wouldn't you just paddle the canoe back to where you're supposed to return it?
Because
Because
it was in
the-
the middle of
the-
like a land.
yeah,
Yeah, like the
entrance-
closest shack that like where we got the canoe was not close to the water line.
Oh, okay.
And the dude
That's
that
what-
ran
yeah.
it was unhappy that we wanted to canoe.
Yeah. We
Wow.
actually little fun fact. We had to like provide I had to provide my
ID.
photo ID to
Right.
prove that I was 21 or older.
Right.
Or something like
18.
18 or older. Yeah, sorry.
So we
To-
had
it
to
wasn't-
be 18 in order to rent it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and also my credit card because it costs money to do that.
And David was not 18.
And
at the
David
time.
was not 18, but he was like, "Is he 18?" We were both like, "Yeah."
Well, at the time I had like a full beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long hair. Yeah.
He's an adult. Vincent Adultman. No. So,
I think I was actually the first one to say something because he was like, "Are you guys all 18?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yes. Yes, sir.
Didn't we go up and like knock on his trailer or something like that?
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
either
'cause
that
it
or on
wasn't
the
there.
door of the
Yeah,
shack,
we
and
had
he
to,
was like, he opened, he was like,
What do you want?
He
Yeah.
stood there for a while. He wasn't showing up.
that's true, yeah, for the longest time, there's no one at that shack.
Oh man, what a time!
Yeah.
But yeah, if
Time
you
to
guys
be
are gonna
alive.
camp, I would recommend like October or April
Uh-huh.
for our area.
Certainly.
Yeah.
October's good. We can do my birthday.
Yeah. Anyway, I drive a Camry.
Yeah.
94. Is it an XLE?
It is the XLE.
Camry XLE,
which
luxury,
is like the
baby.
luxury
Extra luxurious everything.
one. Yes, but however, it didn't, for whatever reason, it's got cloth seats and not leather.
And it's
Yeah.
missing
Most-
handles.
Well, yeah,
And
yeah.
well, my
2 out of
friends
4.
broke those off, not them though.
Yeah, I broke one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of feel like I owe you one.
You do.
You need to remind me.
Hey, replace my handle.
Okay, thanks.
Now, what do we, Jake? What do you think?
Hold on.
Oh,
Dad, what
oh,
do you drive?
my bad.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay. Okay, so my daily driver is actually a company truck. It's not mine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a 2014 Ford F-150, 4-wheel drive, single cab, fun truck to drive.
Here's the thing, though, right? It's 2014. That sounds like it'd be fairly modern.
Yeah.
You still have to crank the windows down.
Yeah, it's
Really?
it is the XL work truck model. So
I almost
my
got a
two-
2015 Chevy Sonic with crank windows. I
Yeah.
almost did.
I used to own a 2010 Ford Taurus and it had automatic windows.
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy.
So I'm glad that it has a radio and air conditioning because it's very, very Spartan, basic, bare bones work truck. But it's reliable transportation, and the fact that it's 4-wheel drive, it's great to get around in the wintertime.
Yeah.
And ironically, it was supposed to be totaled. It was at a different company project in Houston, and it was part of Hurricane Harvey. Got flooded, not just with water but acid,
Ooh.
because of the nature of the project. And somebody dried it out and cleaned it up. Well, I did most of the cleaning, and we're still using it.
Nice.
Paid for. So
Now,
that's my daily driver.
Going back down the... Oh, I guess you have more. If
Yeah.
You're saying daily, then.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, then it's kind of my car, but it's the one my wife drives is a 2006 Toyota Sienna van.
It's a minivan, yeah.
Yeah, it's the second 2006 Sienna we've had. Really happy with them.
Mm.
And then I co-own a 1923 Ford Model T
Oh, yeah.
truck with my father.
It's in 1923.
1923. So next year it's going to be 100 years old.
Wow.
Stay tuned for that video.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And just a little bit of background on that. So it's made from parts. It was kind of assembled in the early 1960s by my dad's friend. There are parts on it as old as about 1918, and as new as 1970 something.
Well, okay, but like...
So it
We've
was,
also been souping it up, right?
yeah, it was put together. It was put together as a hot rod in the early '60s in California, Southern California, and then parked in 1970.
Mhm.
Sat in a garage till 2005 when my dad and I bought it. We drove an empty trailer to Los Angeles, got the parts that were there, and drug it home. And then it sat in my dad's garage, and he did some work on it, but not much, for 17 years.
Mhm.
And finally, about 2 years, actually during the pandemic, I was like, okay,
Yeah, that's true. Pandemic
let's
project.
start working on this in earnest.
It's a pandemic project. the
Yeah,
PP.
the PP. So we started working on it, and we got to a point where we needed more fabrication than we could just make in our little garage in a neighborhood. We sent it to a friend of mine's fabrication shop, and he did the finish on it. And
Nice.
in March of 22 this year, we made it barely to the World of Wheels car show in Kansas City. And when I drove that truck into World of Wheels with my father by my side, I actually cried a little bit
Wow.
because it took so long to get there.
That's
We also
awesome.
won an award in that show.
Yeah, I won an award
Yeah.
for like best
show.
vintage traditional hot rod because it's very much like it was in the early 60s.
That's awesome.
So.
Now, going back down the line in
No,
the order
I'm
we
just
just
kidding.
went,
Yes.
what do you think you will drive in 19 years?
19 years from now, what is it going to be?
A 2042. No, I'm just kidding.
Knowing you,
In 1994.
his
No, I'm kidding.
1994 Camry,
Just kidding.
he'll still be patching it together.
Duct tape and
Yeah.
flex.
No, man, I'll have a Cybershock. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know what I would be driving.
I'm not gonna say anything specific just because like I don't freaking know, but I'm gonna say probably an electric car.
Yeah,
I hate electric cars.
I would assume so.
You
Why?
hate electric cars?
I'm not gonna get an electric.
Why
car.
not?
Because they're garbage. They're not reliable, and they're made
Not yet.
You may
Give him a bit.
I'd rather stick to gas.
They're gonna be phasing gas out slowly.
Mhm.
potentially. Yeah.
They're
They
already
shouldn't.
like
It's a bad
starting
idea.
to.
It's a
here.
really bad idea.
Yeah. So, if you have families, you might have a minivan.
It's true.
that's
Screw
true.
that.
I didn't think that I ever would, but man, once I got
The
one,
van,
do not
man.
want
so
a minivan.
convenient.
Or what about like a jumper van? Is that what they're called?
I'm not sure what's a jumper van.
Like van life. Where you
Oh, where
live
you
out
like
back
live
van.
in your van?
Yeah,
Like
No.
one of the
like
old,
Uncle
like,
Rico mobile style.
like a
Oh.
Volkswagen
Conversion
van.
van.
Yeah.
Yeah, camper.
I would. I don't know exactly what if I'm gonna have a family by then, and I'm gonna have some kind of family car. I don't want a van, but I'll probably end up getting some kind of SUV, like full size SUV, like maybe a Honda Pilot or a Honda Passport.
Fair enough.
Just because I'm impartial to Hondas, so
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Right.
To briefly answer your question, Jade,
What'd she
in a
say?
previous episode, you guys said you would do a relationship episode.
Ooh.
Whether that's friends, family, or significant others is up to you. Do you still plan on it? Yes!
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, 20 years. No,
Thanks for that
That's
segue,
gonna be a
Jade.
fun one.
Yeah.
Man.
That one will be very fun.
For you, maybe.
I think for all of us,
Lots
it'll
of
be fun
crying.
to talk about.
Negative emotions.
Back to what we were saying. In 19 years, I believe that I either will own or will have owned a Yamaha R1 motorcycle, which is a very big and powerful bike. Is one of the higher end.
I can see that.
Is it going to be big enough that we can ride on it with you?
I mean,
You get a sidecar.
Oh, yes! Yes, get a
sport bike?
sidecar.
On a sport bike, baby.
I wonder if you're going to be like my brother in our time capsule.
It could be.
You're the motorcycle guy here.
yeah.
You called it.
You're going to have a beard, like a big beard and wear a leather
it'll be
vest?
kind of scary. Leather vest.
I won't be a Harley.
A
rider.
Kaiser helmet with a spike on it.
Kaiser helmet.
Yeah, German helmets.
It's
Okay.
like, I'm not highlighting
Just
Hitler,
for
I'm just making a
clarification,
left
my
turn.
brother does not wear that.
I know.
Okay, that's interesting. So you don't know, but it won't be electric. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be some kind of Toyota.
Yeah, honestly, I'll probably
You're
have
pretty-
like a 2022 Camry.
You're pretty married to that brand.
The only way
They're good.
That's a great brand.
The only way I would drive an electric car is if it was the new Honda NSX, but those things are it's an electric sport, electric hypercar, so they're like millions of dollars,
All
or
right.
several $100,000 at least.
Guys, if this is 20 years from now and you're watching this and Brian drives an electric car, comment, Brian was wrong.
Yeah.
Hashtag Brian was wrong.
Okay.
Hashtag
Yeah,
Brian, you look real dumb right now.
Let's say 20 years from now, 19 years from now, Brian's driving an electric minivan. What?
That'd be so funny.
If they are they making electric minivans?
I'm
I don't think
sure.
we're there yet, no.
I don't
That's
think
just
they're. Yeah, I
that's
don't
so
think it's.
dumb.
I think
we
they
do have
will,
electric
Oh, they
pickup
will.
trucks.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Thanos, it's inevitable.
Okay, well, what drives me nuts is that they want to do it because it helps the environment, but batteries are actually way worse for the environment.
Yeah, it's not really
Than a
that great
freaking
for the
gasoline.
We're
environment.
working on making them better, though.
Yes.
No, but you can't make them better because the ingredients you need to make them,
No,
are
but not-
destroying the
not-
environment. To
All
get
right,
Not
all right.
making-
Back in the mind with
Right.
you.
Not making better batteries, but making better like sources for holding energy.
Get back in the lithium mind with you, Brian.
That's where I
So-
sent my last kid.
So if
All right, Musk.
if history is an indicator, what I'll be driving in 19 years, it will probably be a Toyota minivan.
I believe it.
I am on my
Just like
Fourth
minivan.
minivan,
Yeah.
my second Toyota, and I would not go back to the other brands. I really like Toyota.
I like the town and country that
That was a nice,
our grandparents, my
great-
grandparents had.
Oh, that one. I thought you meant the one that we used to have.
Oh,
The silver
we
one.
used to have a Town and Country.
We did. Wow. Yeah. You were. I guess you were small. You didn't really
Yeah.
pay attention.
That was what that was. That was a Town and Country.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe you called it Vanny.
Okay.
That
maybe
Are you
your-
sure that was
Maybe your sister.
Grace?
Sure, he
Yeah.
wasn't a security breach. So
I
we
remember
had,
it was a
we had
Chrysler.
somebody bring in their Honda Odyssey the other day, which is Honda's minivan,
Right.
and she had a picture on the back of like a bumper sticker of her Toyota Sienna on fire. And she said, "I got a Honda Odyssey," and the bumper sticker next to it said, "I got a Honda Odyssey because my Toyota spontaneously caught on fire."
What?
Like that was legit her on the back of her van. And I was like, "Well,
That is
That's
the
awesome.
weirdest.
it's like the
bumper
best
sticker I've ever
advertising
Yeah.
ever."
So I mean,
funny.
I've driven the Honda Odyssey. Great van. I drove it to Florida that time. That's what we took.
Was that the one from the church?
We borrowed one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I just want to get, if I ever have a Honda Odyssey, I'm going to put like Super Mario Odyssey.
That'd be fun.
Cappy.
It is funny.
Debadge it and rebadge it.
Yeah.
but yeah, it'll probably be a Toyota minivan. Toyota of some kind. Probably a minivan.
I will say
They're very convenient.
that I have driven my mom's Toyota minivan.
Yeah.
And I do really like Toyota.
Yeah.
Not necessarily minivans, but
No, but like if you need to move something big, fold those seats
if
down.
you ever need to take a lot of people somewhere,
Yeah.
very convenient. I agree.
Oh man.
All right. What's next on our podcast?
Are we doing the emails?
Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, so.
Oh,
we gotta
wow,
find that
We're
link.
not ready. What?
What? Link?
The link for the emails. Is it the website, right? That we're filling out emails and sending them to ourselves.
I was just going to set an automated one on Gmail, but I realized I'm not logged in on your computer. That might take a moment.
You could do it on your
Now
phone.
you could do it when we're not on the podcast.
Right, but I was going to, like. I don't have it set up. I was going to screen capture it so they could see what I was typing, but never mind.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay. So,
So are we doing it on just normal Gmail?
yeah.
So you're going to
How do you do that?
you're
I'm
going to
gonna
set
open
something
Gmail.
up in Gmail
Yeah.
to send you an email 19 years from now reminding you.
Don't worry, I'll do it, guys.
So,
Well,
like,
are we all doing our own email or? Are you
No, I'm gonna set it to come to me, you, and you.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
Provided you all have the same email 20 years from now.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm sure I will.
Which I don't actually. My email has changed. Like, okay, so first email I probably got was in the mid '90s when AOL was big. So yeah, so I've had an AOL, I've had a Yahoo, I've had.
Well, as long as
Gmail.
Google's still around,
I think
Gmail.
Gmail is here to stay. That's my
I don't
prediction.
feel like changing my. I'll may make another email, but I'm not gonna delete the one I have.
I don't think-
Here's the thing, right? Everyone's calling out Google for being evil, and that's because they are, and they're selling our data. I'm not denying that. But the reality is their services and their company is so ubiquitous and so far-reaching and deep-reaching. The amount of effort it would take for me to get out of that ecosystem is just too much. It's not worth it. And they already have my data anyway. It's not like I can undo that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You're
Oh,
distracted
oh.
here.
Micro sent a coupon. I'm sorry.
I've had I think like four emails that I used a lot. There was the AOL one. There was the one that was tied to the cable service provider, Roadrunner, kc.rr.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had Yahoo, and now I've got Gmail.
Yahoo
I
was
don't
big.
intend to change, but I've said that before.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys may not have the same email 20 years from now.
But I'm
we'll
sure we'll
see.
still
It
have,
remains
we'll
to be seen.
probably still have access to this email even if we do get a new one.
I wonder if this is going to be like the movie It again, where like Jake calls you in 19 years, you haven't talked. in
We gotta
10
go back.
years. You're like,
It's time.
this is Jake, and then you're like, just drop the phone.
You know, okay, I'm curious. So we keep talking about coming back to this in 19 years and re-listening to all these. How exactly are we listening to them together? Or
It's
That's
gonna
what
take
I
a
figured, yeah.
significant
okay, so
chunk
we're just
of
going to
time.
sit down and take like 3 full
Yeah.
days.
Let me
to
just tell
listen
you,
to
your
all-
wife's not going to be happy if you're spending like all this time with your.
I know, like-
We're not going to
like,
listen
I'm
to
gonna
every
take a
single
3-day
episode at
I'm
once.
going to take a 3-day vacation to hang out with the boys just to listen through all
Yeah.
of
Oh
them.
my
So
gosh.
I envisioned it like
More like 3 weeks.
I envisioned it that like we're watching the videos or listening to them, and we've got like our little face cam and like that. upper
yeah,
right
yeah,
corner.
I could see that.
Oh,
happening.
so like reactions?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like the return of Quintuple if we're not
yeah,
still together.
Yeah, it'd just be like a Zoom or a Discord or whatever.
Exactly.
Because you probably you may not all live in the same place,
That's true.
you're in the same city, whatever.
Same area.
Yeah. Right.
Speaking of which, do any of you guys have plans to move anywhere far from the reaches of where we currently are?
Oh,
No.
Actually, yeah.
What? Was that
He ruined
fast?
it before we could even begin. No.
Wait, is that a whole other podcast? What's going on?
No, it's just I've been wanting to get out of Kansas, but
What about you, David?
that's
I'm not sure what my plans are. I kind of
I
like
mean,
it.
I can't do anything. I wouldn't do anything until after I got married, anyways.
The
so.
thing that
Interesting.
crosses my mind is like I don't have a reason to leave where
Right.
I currently live. Like
Right.
unless I had a job that was like we need you to go over here,
Right.
and
Okay.
it really mattered to me that much to move. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll move. But like, I don't unless I wanted to purely move for the experience of not being here anymore.
Right.
I don't have a reason to leave.
That's a small reason for me. Is like I've been in Kansas my entire life, and I'm tired of seeing the same things over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to be close to family, but I also like to get some distance onto my own.
I mean, to me, it just sounds like you need to travel more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I had the money to do that.
You will eventually.
Don't worry, we're just in a
Maybe I
recession.
can work with you.
Be interesting to live in like the far reaches of the U.S., like Montana or something. I don't know.
We should all- we
where
should-
no one lives.
We should all try to get a bunch of land in Colorado and build our own house there.
No.
So yeah, like for me, it was like how I wound up here.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of experience speaking here. So my family we moved out here because my father got a job here.
Right.
Right.
Ouch.
And, what's going on?
He was
Uh,
typing
I-
out this email and he types out "Dear idiots."
That would include me. It's to me as well. I'm just
I'll take out my
spitting
thing.
facts here. No, I'm kidding.
Dear
Anyway.
us's.
So then I grew up around here from the age of 13 to now. I guess what kept me here is the job and being married. Family was around here, but I guess at your age, if you wanted to move somewhere else, for me it was always like I want to move somewhere where it's warmer most of the time. So I thought about moving to maybe Florida or California.
Mm-hmm.
California's probably gotten too busy for me. I wouldn't wanna
Probably,
live
yeah.
there now. Yeah. I think Florida's quickly becoming that way. So I don't know. Something you guys got to think about where you want to put down roots.
Yeah. Depends on where in Florida you go, I guess.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's get down to this email. So I've set it up so it's going to send to me and to Brian and to David. I almost called you Jacob. Sorry.
That's not my name.
That's not your name.
Jacob.
That's my name. And the subject line is the having a stroke. Time Capsule Podcast. The time has come.
I like it.
So I've started it out. Instead of saying "Dear Us," I said "To us in the future," and we
Does
can.
sound good.
That's if you want to change that. If you guys want to chime in with anything, feel free. If you're reading this, it means we're dead. No, I'm just kidding. If you're reading this,
It's been 19 years.
means I can't.
It
find
means-
Did you
the
say it
means.
means?
Hey, you,
No.
you're awake.
If you read, if you're
It
reading
means-
this, it means that the software worked correctly and it sent when it was supposed to.
The world has not completely ended, and
It
Google is
means
still in charge.
20 years has elapsed. Nope,
19?
I typed the wrong.
Elapsed.
Elapsed. And the time has come.
Game Theory uploads the secret family of Waluigi.
What?
All
The
right.
time has come for you to confront your past.
Interesting.
Too dark?
No.
No.
Go for it.
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Endeavor on this adventure if you dare.
Wait, hold on. What
No,
the
wait, that
heck?
didn't make any sense. Hold on. Embark on this endeavor if you dare. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. What are you doing?
You okay there?
We're kind of
Are we
dropping
lagging
frames
now?
a little
Frame
bit.
rating.
Uh-oh. Sorry,
We
everyone.
gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine.
Oh, there we go. I think.
Okay.
Okay, we're back in good land.
Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours now.
Okay.
Good. It's a good amount of time.
Wait, you know what? Hold on. I should, put the date at the top of this.
You know what? That's actually a good idea.
Okay. So, November
19th. What is that noise?
That's Ryan's stomach.
Are you still hungry?
That's disgusting.
Stop it.
Why can you do that?
I don't know.
For context, I made these guys a pretty hearty breakfast today.
It was amazing, by the way.
It was, but
That's
bro.
It's not like growling. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, wait.
You just have something wrong with you.
Hold on,
Okay.
hold on. Let's see if it picks it up on mic.
Oh, that's gross. Stop it.
So
McGuire Services.
so can I
You just hang up
It's
on
part-
Toby, bro.
part of the podcast? Toby. Maybe it was like Bully McGuire.
Yeah.
You should have thought of that earlier.
Obviously, I've known Jake his whole life.
Right.
But so the first time I really remember meeting
I'm sorry.
Brian. Can
Shut
we go
up.
down this road? Is
Yeah,
that
of course.
Go ahead. Yeah, I
First
like
time
it.
I remember.
I've embarrassed myself enough on this podcast. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So obviously, Brian, I knew you existed. I've known your family for a long time.
I know you exist. That's a good start.
Yeah, like I first met your parents. Your father was still on active duty in the Navy.
That's a long time
Yeah, it
ago.
was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So it would have been in the 1980s. But the first time I remember actually like having a conversation with you was at Amazing Grace Baptist Camp for junior camp. And I believe it's probably your first year there, I'm assuming. And I think you had some anxiety.
Good times.
Yeah. And you had a nervous tick. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh no!
Hold on. I don't know about this.
This
Okay.
way, yeah, I think this predates you.
So
It does.
yeah, this was before you were there, Dave. This was before you were there. So I did not know that you had anxiety and a nervous tick. And I remember, like, I distinctly remember I was walking across the bridge, like, that goes across
Yeah.
the lake there from, heading towards I think I was actually heading towards the swimming pool. And it must have been swim time or something in the afternoon. And I saw Brian. He might have been going the opposite way. Or maybe he was going to swim too. I don't remember. But I looked at him. For the first time, I, like, really looked at him. Like, I mean, I knew he was there. But I, like, looked at him in the face and paid attention. And he had this tick where he would lick his lips. And they were, like, really severely chapped. And I was like, do you remember this, Brian? Yeah. That was funny. You remember
You guys
it.
looked at him in the eyes and he was just like...
Not only that, but
I
his
would-
like
I would
lips
do it-
were red around his lips.
I would
It
do
was like
just
a
like
red ring.
I would just unconsciously do it. Like I would just lick my lips to the point like my entire like where my mustache is now. It
Yeah.
was just all red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
looked like I just put
scares
on
you?
clown makeup and just did that. Over
He was
my
the
head.
Yeah,
Joker.
it was almost a goatee. Like, I mean, it was pretty impressive.
It was.
That's
I
funny.
hated that.
Yeah.
And I was
Especially
like-
like we'll pull up like old videos for junior camp and
Yeah.
you'll see me walking across the part like across the basketball goal like stretching my mouth and lick my lips. I'm like, this is so embarrassing.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to embarrass you, but
No, I mean I don't do it anymore. It's just
Right,
I hated it.
yeah. So I remember I was like, I was like, and I like couldn't even stop myself. I mean, I should have realized, okay, this kid's got anxiety. It's his first year at camp. He's worried. Don't say anything. But yeah, and then I was like, I said something like, Brian, what happened to your face? And he just sat there or stood there and he looked me in the eye and he was like, sometimes I lick my lips. And he licked his lips. And I was just like, okay,
Oh, no.
okay, no further explanation needed. Got
Can
it.
we have that on a T-shirt? Sometimes I lick my
Sometimes I
lips.
like that. That's
so
a giant
funny.
pair of red lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I hate that.
So that was like my first interaction with Brian.
Nice.
Yeah. He was very small at the time. Yeah, he's so
I
tall.
believe
He's
it.
so tall now, I look up to him, but at the time he's just a little kid. And then let's see, first interaction with Dave. I'm trying to remember what it would have been probably. I mean,
somewhere in the fourth grade.
I know you used to call him crazy.
Crazy Dave?
We used to make fun of Dave all the time because like you used to cry so easily.
I know.
Like, we would literally do that and he would fall down crying.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Really?
no, literally, he was so sensitive.
I
It
was.
We were having an activity one night. I think it was a Wednesday night at Masters Clubs. We were shooting like foam bow and arrows, like the little zing bows.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
you had like run across the wall without getting shot.
Right.
And we're like, dude, we're all gonna just focus David because we want to see him cry. Like, this is gonna be hilarious.
Oh, that's so mean.
And so yeah, you ran across. We had like 5 of us. We were all just immediately zoned in on you, trying to knock you down.
I think I remember that actually.
Yeah.
It
Inclusion.
wasn't, but it was
Let's
funny.
include him in crying.
In the hazing.
If there's one thing I could change about my past, it would probably be that. Just the amount of crying that I went through, because I don't know why I did it.
I don't know. I just I remember meeting you at church, and it seemed like every time I saw you, I saw your sister. Like you guys were a pair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, even though I guess she's a few years older than you,
Mm-hmm.
but
She's 2 years older than I
okay,
am.
yeah. But yeah, it was like you don't see one without the other.
That's actually the first time I went to Sunday school. They were like, "Okay, Addie, you're gonna be in this class with the Hines," and then I was over with who ran the Sunday school class with like the younger kids. You remember?
I don't remember.
In the room with like the hands, all that painted hands.
I'm trying to
Oh,
remember.
maybe Jess Rollway.
I think it might have been Jesse, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it might have been. I don't remember, but I remember being in there, and I was like, I'm gonna be with my sister. I started to cry
Yeah.
because I was.
Yeah,
That's your go-to?
Dude.
What?
All
That
the
was your go-to? I'm gonna
Yeah.
cry?
Yeah, I started to cry, and they were like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know where I am, and I miss my sister. She was like my comfort person at that
Right.
point because she's all I really had. Being homeschooled,
Yeah.
that was the only
understandable.
person I really interacted with like 24/7 because we lived together. So, I actually was in a class above mine. Like I was in
For most of your time.
I was in the middle school class for like an extra 2
For, like-
years.
Yeah.
Because they put me in there with Addie so I would stop crying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was in there with all the upperclassmen,
Right.
upperclassmen,
We
and
got
they were
mad
like,
at you
"Why
for
is this?"
skipping grades,
Yeah, they were
yeah.
like, "Why is this little kid in here?" Because I was in there with like Cameron and Brian.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
Man, this
Davis.
kid skipped grades just to be up here. I'm like,
Basically,
He
yeah.
also, when he was that young, and then when he was in middle school, for the longest time, really, he looked like Morty from Rick and Morty.
I did. I could pull up a picture of me that looks very much like Morty.
Yeah.
There's a reason
I
it's
could
my
see that.
nickname.
I'm just so sad you never wore a yellow shirt to really sell
I'm
it.
sure he did at some point.
I have a
Maybe.
video somewhere of me with like a yellow hoodie on and like the sleeves rolled up and like a pair of blue jeans and then like a picture of Morty. Like I'd have to see if I
Split
could
screen.
find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember, like, it never really bothered me that, you know, if a kid wants to be with their sibling, I get that. That's cool. I don't care. It didn't bother me that they were in a class longer than they should have been or whatever. But, yeah, I remember you being in the middle school class, being the younger guy,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, no big deal.
I miss the Mad Tacos.
It was a good time.
It was a good time.
For context, the Mad Tacos is the middle school Sunday school class at our church.
We had so many fun times, dude.
We did have a
all
good
the
time.
activities, the mescapades, the Nerf wars, the sleep, the
The
lock-ins,
campouts.
the campouts.
Yeah.
So much fun.
You remember, Dave, I used to, like, purposefully misspell your last name?
I do
Yeah.
remember that. Like, we're going on the lead Lugers, bro.
Yeah.
Here's that video I was talking about.
Well, your hair looks better than Morty's in this.
Yep.
Oh, jeez,
All right,
Rick.
are you done with the email
Yeah,
to the
you've been
future?
typing this out
It
for a
seems
while.
like
I've
you've
been like
doing this for a
revising
while.
though the stuff I've been saying.
Why?
To the
'Cause
older
I'm
us's.
dumb. Okay, let's see.
You've
It
barely.
seems like maybe you would have had this ready before the
No,
podcast.
He's
no,
like-
the
he's
whole
got
point
one-
was that we were gonna draft it on screen, but then Brian was like, "No, just do it on
He's
your
got
phone."
like two
Jerk.
sentences.
No, I'm just kidding.
It would have taken longer than
Uh,
you've already taken.
Let's see, capsules.
You know, there's always been like a little bit of friction between Brian and Jacob here.
It's because he's jealous of my good looks.
Okay.
I don't know what it
I'm
is.
jealous
but
of nothing
Currently,
regarding your body.
my current theory is they're
Also, it's
just
my
too
brain.
much alike.
I think so.
Okay then.
Got him.
Too much alike.
Whenever we make plans, I'm always the one that's like, guys, it's okay. Like,
Okay, stop fighting. It's honestly true.
It is. That's why I said it.
Shut up.
Well, help me write this thing.
Uh,
Oh crap.
Well, what do you have?
Okay, hold
Read
on.
it out.
I just accidentally deleted words.
If you're-
There we go. All right. So the very first line is drafted during the 1-year anniversary podcast live stream on November 19th, 2022. To the older us's in the future, if you're reading this, it means 20 years has elapsed and the time has come for you to confront your past. You've taken every episode of your podcast and laid them to rest on the internet. It is now time to return to these episodes and open your digital time capsules.
Hmm.
And that's all I have so far.
I think that succinctly sums it up.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't,
like
I don't really
nothing
think you need to add anything.
That's a good
else, yeah.
summary. But
P.S.
like,
Brian is jealous of Jake's incredibly sexy face.
How about like
Huh.
P.S.
P.S. PP.
what's something that
PP is always better in the future.
what's something that we could write today that we might not understand 19 years
Yeah,
from now?
like I don't
Yeah.
understand parts of that.
On the chain way.
Yes, yes.
I'm not
I
gonna
think
put
we'll
that.
understand that one.
Yeah, that's timeless.
Congers.
Uh,
that's the note.
Yeah, that was the note that I didn't understand.
Oh, yeah.
Time capsule.
Conker's rocks.
Wait, get that out so I know how to spell it though.
It's KCOGER.
KCOR.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Is that actually what we're putting down?
Yeah, you want me to put that in here?
We don't know what it means
Yeah,
now.
we don't know what it means now. We're really not
yeah,
gonna know.
should we?
Maybe you should put something like Taco Bell Enchilada for the win. I don't know. Since you guys tested the Enchilada last night. I don't know. That's just what I threw out there. What else could you put?
Write down
I don't know,
frog wiener.
what's something? Frog wiener.
That'd be a good one.
It's not bad.
My uncle says woof.
Make sure to clear your headlights of all, or your
Yeah.
make sure to clear your car of all gnats. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
like frog
that's
wiener.
good.
I like frog wiener.
I'm not sure what that means, but go for it.
It's from Alabama.
If your
Our
blood
Alabama
feels
trip.
cold,
Oh, okay.
that's best.
They started calling me frog wiener because I picked up a frog that was in the grass and I threw it there was a giant concrete slab that they were going to be getting ready for the foundation. I
Yeah.
just chucked it straight up in the air and watched it hit the ground.
Poor
It,
guy.
it was
You're
still alive.
splat.
It was just
It was
stunned.
It was fine. He
It
was,
was
like,
just stunned. So they're like, man, quit being a wiener to the frogs.
We put him back.
Okay. All right. I see that.
That's still my name, like automatically on Jackbox games. Like
Frog
anytime
wiener?
yeah. Anytime I
Okay,
pull up,
so it's
Frog Wiener.
just. It is now time to return to these digital episodes and open your digital time capsules, and then a couple lines down it just says "frog wiener" in quotes.
This is gonna be hilarious.
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
What else should we put? This is just gonna float around in the interwebs for 19 years.
Yeah.
Suspended in data.
Hopefully, this email finds you out now.
Finds you.
Is still in use.
Dude, how sad is it gonna be if one of us is like dead by the time this?
Well, we'll always have this live stream,
Mm-hmm.
and the software
I was actually thinking about that.
performs.
What if we get a tragic accident and one of us is gone, and by the time you get this email, you're like, oh.
Then it's like a great
It's
doing the
possible.
podcast would be an amazing memoir of that person.
Uh-huh. We'll become rich and famous now. All right, this means you have to die. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Hopefully this email is still in use and the software performs properly, such that you will see it.
And we're all still on.
Jade says places that we like right now, video games that we play, stuff like that.
Good input. Good content.
It also is pretty.
Favorite band right now?
Let's see here. What's
Skrillex.
the proper word? Skrillex.
I know you guys are all Taylor Swift fans.
Write down.
Harry Styles.
She broke my heart, and we are never ever getting back together.
Oh gosh.
Write down that David is excited for what AJR is doing, or something along those lines.
AJR.
Next
Totally.
to Frog Wiener.
Anywhere really.
Yeah, so we all have our own specialized message. So mine's Frog Wiener, and David's is AJR.
David is excited for what?
AJR.
What is that?
It's a band.
AJR.
It's a decent band. It's not bad.
Jake, what about you?
I don't know, man.
I'm dedicated to your Camry.
My Camry.
I was about to say, put down. David also loves his Ninja 400. David loves his 400.
Okay. Hold on. I know. Where did
So,
it go?
you gonna write something but not tell us what it
This
is?
one, I was gonna do it as I was gonna read it as I typed it. But
Okay.
I have to make sure that I'm
Something
spacing it
personal.
properly. This one's, if I can get the cursor over there. This one's for catnip.
Is that your car?
No, that's my cat.
Oh,
You have a cat?
It's at my grandfather's house. Though.
Yeah.
Like, when did you get a cat?
Yeah, we have a cat, but not at this house. It's at my dad's house.
Because of our new couch, she's not declawed. So.
oh.
And I just
declawed.
didn't want an animal in my house.
No,
That's
my
fine. I
gosh.
don't blame you.
You like it, don't lie.
Dude,
Yeah, I
have,
do.
I have lived with animals, and it's not fun.
You saying you regret Mitra?
Mitra, yes.
What about Satil?
So, what?
What about Satil?
She was okay. I mean, she was obnoxious, and freaking.
She's real sweet right now.
Oh, good for you.
I'm trying to figure out a way to keep her. I want that cat.
Okay, so
Well, she was cute. I enjoyed, sometimes, but I'm also slightly allergic to cats, so I try to stay away from
write
them as much as
down.
possible.
hold on, I'm adding something. So hopefully this email is still in use and the software performs properly, such that you will see it. Also, hopefully you didn't die. All right, what?
Nice.
Write down the newest console is like the PS5 or something like that. Like, what's the newest video?
Oh,
game
okay,
console?
okay, wait, yeah. So, okay, hold on. The current video game.
The PS5 is like 2 years old.
It's still the newest console.
Well, I
Still
know,
the
but it's
current,
like
yeah.
it's crazy. It's already been 2 years since that thing came out.
Generation is.
I have a
hold
dumb
on.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we're talking about this right now,
Generation 9.
does he
right?
still need
This
to
is
type
Gen
it down
9.
in his email?
That's
It's
true.
also in the live stream.
Well, but the email's going to be sent to us and it'll show up on whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
watch these eventually and listen
Yeah.
to what we're
Okay.
doing, but we'll get
Yeah.
this first and be like,
Alright.
oh, okay, right.
all right.
Okay, so the current video game console generation is Generation 9, right? It's Gen 9 right now.
Something
I think
like
so.
that.
I don't
Quick,
remember.
Google it real quick just to make sure.
Oh my goodness.
It's for history purposes. I'm trying to think of other, not necessarily important things, but good reference points could be.
Nintendo's got the Switch. Sony's got the PS5.
9th, yep.
Oops.
Generation 9.
Cool, I was right. And Microsoft's got that Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm. Sega has nothing to its name.
Sonic Frontiers be looking pretty cool though.
It's on Switch.
How about like my current phone is whatever?
Oh, that might be a
Okay,
good
wait,
one.
yeah, here. This email was drafted. This isn't even a modern phone technically anymore.
But still.
Drafted
Wait a minute.
on a
Jade says
Samsung
don't declaw catnip.
Galaxy
We don't plan to.
8.
They don't plan to.
No, Jade, you're right. I don't think that's right either.
Yeah.
I could do it for you if you want me to. Just
Oh, right. Oh,
And then write down
God.
what Brian's phone is.
Brian-
Okay, yeah.
Brian's phone number.
Yeah.
do not.
Call
write down-
Brian.
Okay, wait, hold on. I have to like clarify whose phone this is now. Oops.
Man, thanks to Jade for hanging in for all this time.
I
Yeah,
know.
we appreciate you.
Yeah, wow.
You're a real G.
I
Yeah.
thought you were supposed to be at work.
Yes. Is David paying you right now?
Brian's phone. What's your phone?
Galaxy Note 20 Ultra.
Galaxy Note 20 Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
Ultra. Oh. No, okay, I can't spell. Hold on.
Just finished paying it off.
David's phone.
It's an iPhone 13 mini.
Hold on. iPhone 13 mini. I can't. Dang it. Here we go. Nope, I typed mine. Mini.
13 mine.
That's good. iPhone. Let's get it started.
Don't encourage that.
We already had an episode about this.
Yeah. Wait, we did?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were ranting about stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How bad iPhone is.
I mean,
screen.
Apple's as bad as Google.
I can't think of any
It's worse.
It's worse.
any other real, not necessarily significant things, but interesting things that we could
Mm-hmm.
include in there.
How about, well, you guys have already kind of done this in a podcast, but like, best movie you've seen this year?
This year?
Here,
Yeah.
hold on. We
Black
had
Panther, Wakanda
Well, yeah,
Forever.
Yeah, for sure. Black
Bacon.
Panther.
sausage and
Gravy for breakfast.
biscuits
Gravy.
I
and
don't want to be
gravy
for breakfast.
for lunch.
We're gonna get this email and be like, that sounds really good. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
it for
yeah,
breakfast.
Like, let's start this with a breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start this whole recap with a breakfast.
Honestly, I'm not. I would be down for that.
I hope I'm
Dude,
alive
okay,
to make you
so-
guys breakfast.
Your
Like,
dad was just as disappointed in you as I was last time we were playing Mario. Because I was telling him about it today. I was like, we were playing cerebral palsy Mario, and he's like, "That's so bad."
It's
who
just
was?
not right.
What your dad?
Oh, you're telling me that? Okay, sorry. I was like, okay.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
That hasn't
Don't act
happened.
like you weren't making fun
I
of
will
it
say,
either.
I will say, like I've really enjoyed your podcast because I find out all this stuff that you did when you were young. Maybe I didn't know about, wasn't supposed to know about. It's pretty interesting, and I usually compare notes with Brian's mom. We talk about. I didn't know they were doing that.
Why are you talking to my mom, man?
What?
So why are you talking to my mom?
Because both of you guys were doing stuff you probably shouldn't have been doing when you were younger. It's interesting to look back at it. And
Yeah,
it
you
also,
ain't got to snitch on me like that.
well, you guys are snitching on yourselves. That's the way I look at it.
I mean,
you're saying it in a public forum.
That's pretty.
And,
22.
and then
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I know, right?
and then you have the hubris to say, "Well, my mom will never hear this. She doesn't know how to even operate YouTube."
Hubris.
You're almost challenging Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
so
go tell.
He's
I
like,
go-
are you approaching
Yeah,
me?
it's
challenging me?
It's incumbent upon me to let your mom know what you're saying about it.
Funny.
What were you saying?
I genuinely
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know what I've said. At this point, I have no idea what I've said.
I think we got all our
Okay.
stuff down. We've said some of the stuff we want to say.
Yeah.
The live, anyways.
Uh,
Do we have any predictions for what we think technology will be like in
or
19
who the
years?
president will be
idea.
or whatever.
No.
How are we supposed to?
Yeah, how are we supposed to guess
I
that?
don't know.
Kanye West.
Kanye West's head in a jar.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. He's gonna rename.
Wow.
He's gonna rename our country to Lunch Lady Land.
We're going to war. I think we should set off the nukes.
You know, he probably couldn't do a worse job than some of the other ones. So
Honestly.
yeah.
Adam Sandler?
And his vice president is just him in drag like Jackie Jill.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Okay, well, that's okay. What do you want? What about technology do you want to predict?
I have no idea. People have been trying to predict what technology is going to be like for a long time, and it's never right.
No, I feel like some people have not been that far off, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the phone, everybody knew that was coming. I mean, there were phones in cars in the late 60s. It was a very novelty thing. I know that we used to complain, like when I was in high school, we thought by now we'd have like video phone, you know, be able to
yeah.
FaceTime people like we do now, but it just took longer to happen than we thought.
I think that in 19 years we will have a small base on the moon. Or Mars.
Is that official?
No.
Okay, you don't want me to put that in the email.
You can.
It's,
David is dumb and thinks we'll have a base on Mars in 19 years.
I mean, we are like currently right now the Artemis program, which I have the shirt, is
I just heard about this last night.
Yeah, we were
I-
just telling Brian about it. I'm surprised you didn't hear about it sooner.
yeah. So like the unmanned craft is currently on its way to do a bypass around the moon. It'll be back in I don't know a week or so or 2 weeks.
When was the
And-
last time we even sent something to the moon?
1973.
Was it really? Has it really been that
Like
long?
50 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So the technology they're testing right now with the Artemis program is supposed to enable then a manned mission to the moon. So
Right.
We're going back, everybody.
we're going back. So you know, Dave, you may not be that far off.
For no reason
Moon base
whatsoever.
Alpha coming in 2035.
And actually, like, I think like we get back to the moon, we figure out how to set up a base, etc. Eventually, it's going to lead to sending people to Mars.
Oh,
Let's say, okay, so conspiracy theory. What is the point of a base on the moon?
why not?
Yeah.
No,
Science
but
isn't about why.
What
It's
is the
about why
actual
not.
point? You can't get anything. There's no resources on the moon,
Well, what's the point of having
except unless we're making portals and you use the moon rock for
I was
portal
literally about to
services,
say
but-
that.
But there's no. Like,
What's
there's
the
no
point of
actual,
having a
there's
space
no
station?
Dude, haven't you
economic
ever seen
value.
Transformers? Obviously, there's a Transformer on the dark side of the moon that we're trying to get. I'm just kidding.
Like,
It'd be cool.
I don't see any
It's
actual
a step
value
for
in it.
humanity.
And what?
That we are living on the moon.
Why do we need to live on the moon? We have a perfectly good planet right here.
I don't know
Hey,
about
hey,
that.
why do we need to go to the New World? We're fine right here in Europe.
Yeah,
Except
Yeah.
the world was. Okay, I see. I see your.
Got him.
Uh,
No, but here's a perfectly good
Just
topical
because-
question. Prediction. How long do you think Twitter's gonna last?
Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah.
5
Oh.
years tops.
Wow, I don't know.
No idea. It'll be fine.
Well, okay. It may still exist, and it just nobody uses it. I mean, like right now,
It's like Tumblr.
there's still MySpace.
Oh no, Tumblr's
Right?
not dead.
No, I mean, I've never seen anything from it really.
There's
That's
still
'cause,
MySpace
you know,
was like the
no,
very
I'm just
first
kidding.
social media platform. Still exists. You can look up.
I'm sure there's one person who still uses it.
Oh no,
It's
yeah, I
like
don't
Google-
think
Google
it, like
Plus.
if any service except for Google Plus, any service that dies, they're not going to delete it. They're going to keep
AOL
it up just,
still
just
out there.
for history.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you guys think that
Reservation.
paper mail will still be a thing?
Ooh.
Good.
That's actually a
I
good
don't
question.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because
Okay,
simply
all right, I'm
because
putting that down.
the only people who really use paper mail nowadays are either government stuff or elderly people. Most
and
people our generation are using everything electronically.
and
And
here's
so in 19 years, when our generation's grown up and we start to get that older age, everything's already going to be digital. We're not going to be doing that kind of stuff.
okay. So I think I told you earlier today outside the podcast that I'm dealing with the Veterans Administration, the federal government, quite a bit on behalf of my father. So like they're encouraging me to send things electronically. Don't send in paper. I mean, it takes longer if you send it in paper. You
Right.
send it electronically, they get it quicker, they process it quicker, you get an answer quicker. Not that that's really that quick. It usually takes at least a month. But even the federal government is encouraging electronic communication.
What
over
about
paper.
like newspapers?
What do they still even make those?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm just kidding. I know they do. But I mean, just for context, 20, 30 years ago, like I got the paper delivered to the house because that's how I started my day. I woke up, went down, got to the driveway, got
Way
the
to
paper, and I read
perpetuate
it.
the stereotype, you
Yeah.
human.
Right. But yeah, now I never look at a newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they still make them, but very few people read them.
All right,
So
have
are
we-
you-
have we gotten our predictions down?
My prediction is that cable will not be a thing, like cable TV.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that VR will be so immersive that it'll be difficult to distinguish the.
Well, would it be actual like virtual reality, or are we just gonna have like? And I don't want to sound like science fiction, but like holographic stuff.
I don't know.
Or
Are you
actually-
saying it's going to be like the Oasis, where like
Yeah,
I
we
think it's
almost,
gonna be like a
we
Ready
we almost
Player One.
figured the virtual reality over
We're
reality?
already getting that.
I
with
think
meta.
so.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
more.
With meta and stuff.
I'd
we're
say that's
already
more
having
realistic than a hologram that you don't have to put a headset on
Mhm.
and see.
Because like I know that the Quest just came out with like a new one that's like a super sleek like glasses situation where you can do like tons of stuff with
Dude,
it.
Oh,
For,
really?
like,
I've been getting
Yeah.
ads with that all the time.
It's for like mainly it's being used for like architectural purposes for like designers and stuff. You
Right.
can really manipulate.
It's like AR.
yeah, basically.
Sucks that it's owned by one of the world's worst companies.
It's like really expensive too. I think it's like $1,500.
Oh wow.
Let's see if I can find it. Meta Quest Pro.
I-
Yep, it is $1,500.
Because I looked at it, I was like, oh, that sounds cool, and I was like,
Hold
oh.
your phone up to the camera. Just kidding, don't do that.
Do we have any more questions from listeners? That,
Uh,
and by
don't
listeners, I mean
believe-
Jade.
yeah, not at the current moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of need to wrap it up. I've
Yeah.
got stuff I got to do today.
No, that's fine. I'm getting garbage signal down here.
We'll wait for Jake to send the email and then we'll sign off.
Well, whose name should I put the newspaper will not be a thing under? I'm the one who brought it up. So
Yeah, take the credit, Jake.
Well, that's annoying.
Dang. Sorry, guys. What about, like... Do you think by then showers will be more like car washes where you just step in and it washes you?
I don't know.
You know, that was a prediction when I was a little kid, and it hasn't happened yet.
Okay, yeah, but like if you're a filthy rich person, you
I
can
guess you
afford
could.
the kind of thing
I think
nowadays
that-
that
I
it's
think
could do
almost
it.
more like that, where it's jets that shoot at you instead of just a shower head. Like there are systems like that now.
I agree.
I think that at least
It's a side profile.
15% of the jobs that we have now will be replaced by some form of technology.
Whether it's robotics. Or...
Yeah, maybe not like, you know, every job will be replaced by like a robot, but
Like 50% more.
15% more.
15. Okay. 15.
Like
15% or more on car insurance.
Could save
Chill.
Like,
So-
you know, an operator. That was
Will be
there was a very
automated.
small time period when an operator was a job and when an operator was not a job
Yeah.
anymore.
You mean a
Okay.
telephone operator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I meant. Sorry, phone operator.
Yeah.
So-
Operator.
So we we've joked
Give us
about
an
this for
answer.
32 years at my
You
work.
would?
Give us another prediction. Think about it while he's talking.
Okay, we've joked about this for 32 years at work because, like, I'm a water treatment operator, and in order to start a water treatment system, there's a lot of steps to make it happen, and then to turn it off, there's a lot of steps to make that happen safely. We've always joked about, wouldn't it be great in the future if we just have one big green button and one big red button, and then even better, sitting at home, remotely pushing the button.
You can kind of do that now, right?
What? No. What?
You can monitor it from home, right?
Not with my current setup, my current place of work.
But
Dude.
you used to get texts, right?
I get status text, yes.
That's kind of monitoring.
Okay, that is monitoring it. But at one time I worked at a different place,
Mhm.
where I could log on a computer and in real time see flow rates, pressures,
Right.
that sort of thing, which systems are on and which are not. Can't
Mhm.
do that currently.
Oh.
But the technology's there.
Right. Yeah.
I also think that there will be crazy advancements in science in 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Do you think we'll be wearing 2 neckties like in Back to the Future?
I certainly hope there's no neckties in the future.
yes.
Wait, is that another question?
What?
I can't tell.
At work, watching y'all.
Oh.
She is at work.
Good.
She is at work. Wow.
That's dedication
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
That's
Thank you,
dedication.
I love it. What if
Um,
I had come to you in like even the year 2000 and was like, you'll be able to get updates about your systems at work while you're at home?
I would have believed you because I feel like I felt like it was coming, just not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. You mentioned the year 2000 when I was a little kid. My mom would tell me, like, you're going to live to see the year 2000.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be an old man. I'll be like 30 something.
Yeah, man.
This
I'll
is
be
a
like
wild,
32 years old. That's
wild
crazy.
prediction.
Is that actually how
Let's see.
long?
When are
I
we?
believe
When
so.
are we opening our podcast? 2041.
We will
No,
not-
wait,
People
yeah.
people won't be using carpet anymore. It'll all be hard floors.
Because it's cleaner.
Yes.
Is that you want to put that down?
More modern homes are starting to use more hard.
I think
it would
be
floors.
rare
It's
to
easier
have
easier to
Carpet
clean.
will not exist.
They may have rugs, but they're not going to have full carpeted floors.
All right, I'll change
And
carpet to
more
carpeting.
commonly have heated floors.
Yes.
Yes.
Just comfort.
Okay. How thin do you think like displays will be?
Very.
You
Already
can
pretty
say
thin.
very.
Non-existent. They'll
Well,
just be
like okay,
projections.
you guys have seen Parks and Rec, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know how like at one point their phones were just like a sheet of plastic,
Yeah.
like a clear plastic, and it's just like that was the screen.
That I think that's what I was trying to say
you
earlier.
think
I
that's
just
what
couldn't think
phones
of
are gonna
the-
get to?
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe not in 19 years, but I think
Right.
at some point there will just be like the smallest central processing unit that you could ever think of.
Yeah. Or did you guys ever see the remake of Total Recall?
No.
No.
Okay, so there's like, he's got this like implant in his hand where it's like, it's got like, I think it's like a hologram display, and then like, I don't remember if he does gestures or if he's got like buttons on his hand, and then he can like, you know, hold up to his face like, a phone.
His hand is the phone.
And yeah, and at one point I distinctly remember one point he cuts his hand open and pulls it out to like stop him from tracking it.
I think it would be really cool if we just had like
Believe
a
it or not,
small
they're
little,
already creating those chips.
like a small little square that had like the unit, like you know what a tile is for like tracking your phone. Like
Yeah.
if you lose your
Yeah.
phone, you can press it and it'll like ping your phone. If we had like one of those and you like pressed it and it like blew up like a screen and like.
Or did you guys ever see? Did you ever watch the show Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
Yeah, where he has like a.
Okay, yeah. You remember the kid Cookie? He had like a little thing on his glasses, and we flipped it down. His glasses turned into the display for his
Ah.
computer, and all he did was need to like pull out a mouse, and he could just like
That was an interesting show.
That was an awesome concept.
That'd be cool at school. Just
Yeah. And he had a printer in his backpack.
Did you send the email?
Not yet. I didn't really know if we were done yet.
Yeah,
We done?
we're good. We're good.
I think-
Well, we have to wrap it up. It can't end abruptly.
Well, I know, but your dad's get going, so we're good. On
Yeah.
the
So, but what should we say? Sincerely, or what? Like, you know what I mean?
have fun, suckers.
Have a nice life.
Hope the economy doesn't crash before we get here.
Don't do cigarettes.
Or
Yeah, okay.
vaping. Don't vape.
Here's hoping the economy
Don't do drugs.
hasn't crashed.
Completely.
Yeah. Because
So
it's crashed
they-
before.
Off
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
Off the rails.
Completely by
Buy
then.
crypto.
I used to think that projectors would replace televisions.
Yeah.
I used to think that. Hence the projector above our heads.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, it's not visible in the cam.
Right.
Okay, never mind. There is a projector up there, though.
And I'm not convinced that maybe
Maybe
It
it's
still
just,
could
You just
happen.
need time. They're just like those are huge. You know, that is huge.
yeah, but
they're
like
making smaller versions.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Like
still smaller than an 80-inch flat screen TV.
Yeah, like
yeah, but you need a screen to project it on.
True.
Or a
Right, but it's
wall.
also
a blank
easier,
wall.
It's easier to. Well, yeah, a black wall would do it work, or those are easier to
No, a white
store.
wall.
yeah.
Blank wall.
Blank wall, yeah. So, yeah, I think there's currently a trend. You don't have to write this down, but I think there's currently a trend to, like, people don't want their television to show necessarily in their living
Yeah.
room.
Mm-hmm.
They want it to be like hidden behind a panel or
Whoa,
if you-
Inside the wall.
on the wall.
yeah, or I would think that would lend itself to a projector which you could just like set down.
How cool would it be if
Projector.
you could like flip a switch and that mirror turned into the TV?
That'd be awesome. And kind of scary. I think that maybe over time there will be less and less individuality for people because since we're going minimalist, everything's kind of already starting to look the same
Mm-hmm.
and lose personality. You know, McDonald's used to be this amazingly looking fun playhouse, and now it's
Yeah.
like
Well, and then you have like groups of people, or like you got one famous person who is part of a certain group of people,
Oops.
and they speak for the entire group,
Mhm.
or they try to speak for the entire group. It's like you're eliminating the individuality of anybody else in that group.
But I think everybody will wear like grays and whites and just be completely monotone.
I already do that.
I know. Well, me too. Here I am sitting in my
I know,
all
like,
black
literally
outfit.
just-
Black shirt. Yeah. So, one thing I've noticed, and it's more, I've noticed it because I spend a lot of time going to like estate sales. Like our stuff is really worthless. You know, like people they like may spend a lot of money on a television or a piece of furniture, but in the end, someone's buying it for pennies on the dollar of what you paid for it. Really doesn't have a whole lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always that's kind of made me rethink, like, if I'm going to buy something, do I really want to buy it new, or do I want to buy a used one and like get it at a less price, because it's really not that valuable.
You hiccups? Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I had to burp and hiccup. And just,
You're over here like
It's gonna hack up a hairball.
Okay, so here's how I've worded the final paragraph. Here's hoping the economy hasn't crashed completely by then. We wish you nothing but the best. Don't forget your roots. Don't forget us. Memento mori.
why do I
Goodbye.
always spill every time?
That's beautiful.
Every time I'm on camera.
Hey, you
I like
ruined
that
the
last
moment.
part, Jake.
I like it.
Don't forget your roots. Don't forget us.
Memento mori. Goodbye.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay. So
Sorry,
now I'm
sorry I
scheduling this
ruined
end tomorrow morning.
What?
That's just
We
like
come
the
back
first
with-
option.
We come
Oh.
back with age makeup on. Like, it's been.
Yeah, that's the
It's been
default option.
20 years. Okay.
You're going to wheel me in a wheelchair.
Wait a minute. Can I not? Oh, I'm gonna have to sit here and spam the button to get to 2024. This is
Can you not just
no. I just tried doing that. Wait, can I tap up here? Oh, I can't.
dummy.
Shut up. 2041.
There's a reason it says, "Hey, dear idiots."
So, what date in 2041?
I'm gonna set it for the end of October. That way we can. That gives us time to shoot for early November.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have no idea how busy you'll be. You should set it for August. Just
I don't know.
voice of experience here. You
All
have
right, I'll tell
wives,
you what.
families.
I'll tell you what.
We'll do that because that's when we went camping. I don't know.
Do it. Yeah, August 12th.
My birthday?
Yeah, your birthday.
Wait,
the,
just oust
the,
herself on.
Yeah.
the meteor shower.
Fine, they don't know what year.
Yeah, since both of our birthdays have been out, and David's is, I don't remember July.
Wow.
Sorry.
So
He literally was talking about it earlier.
No,
it's
he
in
said
July.
it's in July. He
Yeah.
didn't say
Oh,
where
that's
it
true.
Didn't
was.
say the date.
I'm gonna. Okay, August 1st, 2041. Okay.
Okay.
2:40. Oh, I can pick the time. What time should it be?
6 a.m.
No.
Yes. You by that time you'll be waking up early.
So
Trust
you
me.
you wake up in the morning and be like, oh, crap, that's coming up.
No, I'm gonna go. Hold
7.
on. Why is that? I'm gonna go 10 a.m.
Okay.
Week.
10 a.m.
24 to 1, Jake's still sleeping until 10.
10 a.m. Santa's coming to town.
Hey, what day of the week is that?
Thursday.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, man, Thursdays. Okay, schedule send. Send scheduled for Thursday, August 1st, 2041.
If I'm
10
not,
a.m.
yeah, make sure I'm retired by then. If I'm still working, that's not good.
Why would you want to be retarded by then?
Retire. What is wrong with you?
Really in a wheelchair, you're looking like Stephen Hawking.
Oh gosh,
okay,
dude!
Okay.
Why would you say that? We're canceled now, and it's all your fault.
You said the R word. Don't look at me.
Thank you everyone so much for tuning in
That's
today.
because
Thank
I
you for
can.
watching the live stream.
We're glad
Jay.
that you could join
We
us
appreciate it.
and
Yeah.
witness history being made. I think that
Let me
we
get up
often
and be able to hit the stop button. Keep talking.
I think that we often forget when we're living in the moment that we are currently creating history, and I appreciate that you were here to create history with us.
Man, that's deep, Dave. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I would say hashtag we were here, but Unus on us already
Yeah.
did that.
We hope you have a great rest of your
Life.
day and life, and we'll see you in 19 years.
Well, hold on. Question:
Answer.
we are still continuing to do episodes, correct, throughout the next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we taking a month break for December because of holidays and stuff, and then coming back in January, or do you want to
know
do
what?
it?
Maybe we should. Maybe we should.
Maybe we should discuss this
Okay,
when
so-
we're done.
When we're not on the
That being
podcast.
said, though, confirm we are continuing the podcast
We-
beyond this
yep.
episode.
Yeah.
It's not ending at
So stay
13.
tuned. There will be more episodes.
Hey,
This
can
is
I ask a
not
dumb
the-
question?
You too. Get hyped.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
I
gonna.
don't, I don't like the way you're looking at me.
So Brian.
This is an intervention. What is this?
Yeah, Brian. This whole thing is one big intervention. What's wrong with your lips? So, my question is, if you're going to continue the podcast starting in 2023, will it continue to have the time capsule element, or is it just going to be a podcast?
Oh.
We
That's actually
have
a good
yet to
question.
discuss that.
Okay, well I think
My
that's,
assumption then was it would continue. The
It
time
would,
capsule
it would,
format.
yes, it would still be a time capsule, but we might switch up a little bit of how we do it and what the content we're talking.
Yeah,
about.
we
yeah.
probably
So
will
does
do a lot of
those
experimenting.
episodes need to be pushed out another year to 2042.
No.
No.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Oh, that'd be so much work.
All right.
Yeah, so we will still do episodes, but yes. So if we're getting ready to end, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us
Yeah.
today.
Jade.
Thank you, Jade, for being
Yeah,
here.
thanks, Jade. The one and
Like
only.
you're not together 20 years from now.
You never know.
Hear that?
This is your equivalent of Tanya.
Tanya.
I don't know what you guys are
Oh
talking
no!
I don't know what they're talking about.
No.
I think that was a little before.